My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
It is Wednesday, March 9th, 2022. Capturing video just reminding you of the light source, which is not the actual sun. This is the fake sun revealing a demonic system of surveillance in operation in the state of California. And that is why the light source remains over the Ontario Museum at 8:21 a.m. And I remind you, what is the light source? Maintaining central presence over my head, not only at the Upland Public Library at 8:21 in the morning, but my documentation upon my travel to that venue, maintenance and central presence in perfect alignment with me, in conflict with remaining stationary over the museum. So you're talking about what is documentation that is showing in every regard, the fact that it's present at the museum, and I'm documenting its presence over me at the Upland Public Library, which is just one example. LES 692, a vivid one. The city of Ontario crossing path with its dumpster truck, the state amplifying plane activity, just like you see in the video that I captured at 8:21 this morning. This is audible activity. This is crossing path by the entity using airplanes, group stalking, in the same way that the people of the state are crossing path. 52068R2. Again, they engage in this. This is demonic as they do so. 7GID 109. And it is the demonstration by a people of their demon possession. I want to be clear on that. 8TYR 784, 8DVU 565, 7YJS 635, 8NLL 243, 8ZKR 164, 7XLR 403, US.255-740, the back license 4RW4524. That's a large truck. License 8SUG511, 7NHM631. License 7PLD875, 8LSK467, 6ZIR 738. This is the demon-possessed population, the people of the state of California. And while they cross path, they are engaging in what is terrorism while directing live streams backwards toward me. 8RJX439, 7KBG690. License 8DHH751. That is engineered light. That is the mark of demon possession. That is a terrorizing act while they do so repeatedly. It is also speaking to the indiscriminate identity of that entity that's engaging in stalking. They're stalking on behalf of the state that's maintaining this environment. And you have what is license 7PWJ643 and Ontario Police on motorcycle engaging in that same crossing path conduct. Omnitrans bus number 1364, crossing path. License 8VQC616, 8ROJ570, 7PWJ643, 8BZS176, license 52311M2, and it is currently 8:33 a.m. License 8CAR239, 7JLB020, license 8AJH632, 7ZXT449, and this is Amtrak. They're all stalkers. They're hostile. I'm going to document Amtrak vehicle number 46349, driven by an African-American male, crossing path under the fake sun. License plate PA02768. That's an Amtrak coach crossing path, and they tried to stop me from crossing the street, and doing so by first of all, understand they're stalking. All right, this is the entity that's stalking. Second of all, they try to do so while I am in the crosswalk, regardless of the light turning green. I'm going to document you, and they want to proceed to drive in front of me, not only to insist on crossing a path, understand that, but also honking their horns when I've already actually passed over by them, and they are engaging in what is harassment. Understand what this is. This is not this is not the ordinary conduct where normal people that are going about their business. These are all stalkers. And I'm crossing the street because I'm going to document Amtrak, who was being driven by a third party. Again, I documented that license plate. They're under the fake sun. Amtrak is engaging in what is that harassment that is attributed to the people of the state. Amtrak is a state actor specifically, though. I want to be clear. Amtrak is using a coach vehicle, not the train tracks, but that's attributed to what Union Pacific is doing. Amtrak will be prosecuted for that as well. 6PAJ422. These stalkers are honking their horns and driving in front of me instead of stopping and giving the right of way to somebody who's in the crosswalk, because they are stalking, and they're also hostile to my continuing to cross the street because I'm going to document. I just want to make sure I point that out. That's what you're listening to. They're all stalking in direct light and under the fake sun. 76450S2. It is currently, by the way, 8:35 a.m. And that is the license plate of Amtrak engaging in what is crossing a path with the people, engaging in what is harassment. And again, you have third party, let me see, 023-8T2. I can't really see that one though. That was Spectrum. And this is license plate 4JFY403 64129J3. And it is 8:36 a.m. 8XYB337. All right, so the documentation that I've shown, for example, you know what directed light is. While I'm standing at the ARCO at 434 North Euclid Avenue yesterday, you see directed light on the roof underneath the gas station's roof where they stand to pump their gas. Directed light is in the shade on the concrete where they're driving through it. Directed light moving across the walls and the truck that's parked on the property. Directed light all over their vehicles. Directed light while they move their vehicles. That's the same exact directed light that is manifesting whether they're driving underneath the concentrated engineered light or whether they're driving in the shade. All right, it's not based on that. These are demons. That is an engineered light that surrounds while they are intentionally maintaining presence. This is systematic surveillance. It is inclusive of law enforcement. There's no exception. There's no stopping to that engineered light. You're talking about what is the intent to wage a threat as the demon-possessed population acting via law enforcement participate in that pattern of conduct as well, okay? And that's exactly what they do this morning. Ontario Police crossing path on a motorcycle, and doing so in what is the far right lane crossing path with the same demons that they're molesting with directed light, doing so while they're driving by this same county building where I'm showing you the fake sun at 1:34 p.m. on the opposite side of the same county building. This is indeed stalking. It is the pattern of conduct. This is a terrorizing threat, while an entity demonstrating demon possession is engaging in surveillance, okay? That's what's relevant about their demon possession. It's demonstrated through what is the environment. You are aware of it. You're aware of the criminal system you're subject to while a fake sun remains over you, because it's not the sun that's over you while I'm showing you it's remaining over me. And I'm also showing you that's not the actual sun while I'm showing you what the entity is doing with this light source, all right? That's not the sun, and it's also telling you what's not the sun that's over you. 7FPN360. While you are aware of this based on the environment, you are aware of the condition of those that surround you. And there is no respect of persons with regard to that condition. It is objective evidence of it, all right? It's a scientific impossibility. You're witnessing the supernatural. While that environment is present, therein lies the relevance to the demon possession of those who threaten you while they're placing you under surveillance. 6W93, hold on, I can't really see that one. 7VCA979 and City of Ontario, license 1372943, I believe. 1372943, yeah, that's correct. And Metrolink crossing path on the Union Pacific train tracks. Let me tell you the significance of that. You don't hear any train sounding, all right? It's the significance of what is a stalker using any means of crossing a path. These are cockroaches, and they're just going in all manner of direction. And you have what is a Metrolink train crossing path on those tracks right now. Brinks crossing path and a Brinks security vehicle. Swift Night Transportation Holdings Incorporation crossing path, just like they were last night in directed light in Upland. It is 8:39 a.m. and so I'm speaking to what is the significance of this environment that I've thoroughly laid out remains in existence. MRS 2018, that's a demon, and she's stalking, or he or she is stalking. It says Mrs. on their license plate. That Mrs. is a demon, and they're engaging in criminal activity that they're documented engaging in. The people of the state are not different from MRS 2018, while a demon is driving a Swift Night Transportation Holdings vehicle. That's a demon that's driving a commercial vehicle. It's the same with regard to law enforcement. That's a demon driving a motorcycle attributing what is the agency of the Ontario Police Department. A demon driving Amazon Prime crossing path right now as well. Demons driving what are Omnitrans buses. And that's how that works. It is indiscriminate with regard to the identity of those who are under what is the fake sun. The demons that are flying over my head in airplanes. Okay, it is an entire population centered on what I am doing, where I am. That's the significance of the fake sun. That's the significance of this asinine light activity while demons are driving by, even in the shade, and directed light is coming backwards toward me, or while they're driving toward me, directed light is coming forward toward me. It's showing their entire focus. All right, license 7ROR769. And so you have what is the fake sun that's remaining over the county building because it's relative to where I'm at. As I've already documented, when I'm already on a bus headed to Pomona, where's the fake sun? It's right over me through a window on a bus, or while I'm and I'm speaking to, for example, as I went to Pomona, I showed you the fake sun at 8:48 a.m. I was already on the bus, getting on in Ontario on Hope Boulevard. And the fake sun did not go north on Euclid Avenue. It remained in alignment with me as the bus proceeded to drive west on Hope Boulevard. XP64968, DTF, touching with directed light, in the back license 4TJ8112. The entity engaging in what is keeping a fake sun where it is that I remain. And this is in conflict with what is the actual conduct of the sun, as I've shown you based on the time, the duration of this light source, the non-movement of this light source, with regard to what we understand about the sun, the star, the gaseous ball of fire that's engaged in constant movement. There is no such thing such as what is supposedly some global warming. The entity is engaging in what is relevant positioning warming with regard to a demonic system. It has nothing to do with an actual sun, and that is a lie. Okay, and let me be clear, the people of the state know this. This is a demon-possessed population engaging in what is conduct designed to maintain the ignorance of those that are subject to this system. 6JZ9T20, I believe. That's a third party. Rider and an Amazon Prime crossing path repeatedly. Let me get that. Alrighty, it is currently license BF45R71, engaging in that communication of a threat. These are psychopaths that are, and they're just engaging in what is laying down the necessity of that prosecution in that legislation that will surround such criminals. All right, it is entirely intentional when you are surrounded by directed light, when you're surrounded by what is a light source that's not possibly the sun, and when you are targeted by law enforcement and targeted by what are aircrafts, all manner of stalking, and you are monitoring the documentation. So I want to be clear, the communication thereby by the people is reasonably construed by your methods of presence, using companies that have violated my person, molesting me, and violating my person with directed light, doing so while with knowledge, with simultaneity to my operation of my communication device. You're engaging in the P.O.C. and you intentionally engage in that conduct as I documented. You'll be prosecuted for that. This is what Ryder does. This is what Ryder was doing yesterday with the Ontario Police Department. This is what Ryder is doing right now. I took a picture of them crossing path in Amazon Prime with knowledge of the fact that I documented those demons cross path repeatedly at the same corner under the fake sun. All right, and doing so at 8:42 a.m. As I'm speaking, the entity and keeping the fake sun on me on January 27, 2022. There is no similarity, there's no coexistence while I'm going west into the city of Pomona, which is Los Angeles County, and I'm going north on Euclid Avenue during the same time of year. 1302405, that's Chafee, terrorizing with directed light with minors on the bus. That's a demon driving that school bus engaging in that P.O.C. H&L Carter, the same conduct, license EP08755. H&L Carter is a coach. License 6WVK595, 8LEU568, 6EVX766. Omnitrans on the opposite side of the street. License 8W92115, license TD-PST. And so I want to speak to the entity engaging in what is that method of crossing a path, Metrolink participating in crossing path using the Amtrak train tracks, going westbound on those Amtrak train tracks. There is no Metrolink station on that train tracks, by the way. But I want to be clear, the entity engaging in all manner of what is use of anything that it has at its disposal to cross path, and maintaining what is the elements of relevant positioning and amplified audible activity and or light activity while it does so. So that's the significance of what is a Metrolink train, which approximately about 7 minutes ago now, going westbound on the Amtrak train tracks. I want to make sure I document that. 8SS I'm sorry, 8S44304, 8ET838, I believe, and license 7ACJ267. And again, you have the City of Ontario, you have H&L, or the proper name of the coach that I pronounced as it was crossing past with me, and doing so driving north on Euclid Avenue. You have what is the rich directed light, as the same directed light that I'm showing you at venues such as Arco, as you saw yesterday in the morning, the fake sun's directly over my head. This is the same directed light that is occurring on the ground while this coach, H&L, if I believe, is crossing path. The same with what is every other third party. This is engineered light. It's impossible light activity. This is the exercise of what is demonic influence. They're demonstrating their demon possession. That is an unlawful threat while you are placing one under surveillance. That's what that light activity is about. They're monitoring with communication devices, and therein lies the relevance of that demon-possessed population. The fact that they are bound to hell, that they are puppets of Satan, that is not necessarily unconstitutional, unlawful. You're talking about what is revealing that which is no longer concealed. The demon-possessed are here. They live amongst us. And by the way, they are creepy stalkers and sex offenders who know what you're doing. You don't have any privacy. Second of all, 7TED619. Second of all, it is relevant to those who have children or who are in the capacity of being around children, or any other vulnerable areas of the population, just with regard to what the demon-possessed engage in. And you're talking about not only vulnerable populations, those in positions such as law enforcement in the medical field, as I've shown, because you've seen their conduct, what they engage in, and the demon-possessed population. It is relevant insofar as they're placing you under surveillance. So while you're demonstrating this demon possession, touching, molesting, crossing paths, and doing so under what is a fake sun, you're engaged in surveillance. You're engaged in communicating a terrorizing threat as well. Swift crossing path again, license 55666GA. That's the back license plate of Swift. Doing the same thing that Amazon Prime does. And this is what demons do. You identify them, then you'll have more and more demons. I documented this over a term of years as I identified commercial actors, for example, or the United States Postal Service. Then a whole gang of USPS vehicles would cross path together. They're demons. Okay, that's demonic conduct. And that's what is relevant to that threat that the entity engages in. And you're talking about what is grounds of federal prison. Okay, the ordinary target individual is subject to that entirely demonic conduct. And identifying your brand, let me be clear, when their pockets are being drained in federal court, that is when that demonic activity is regretted. Right now, you're dealing with Satan. That is a lawless animal engaging in this foolish conduct that's being documented. It has direct relevance what is ongoing with regard to the demon driving that Swift Night Transportation Holdings vehicle, representing a company communicating that threat. That's exactly what Amazon Prime is. This is the conduct of demons. All I'm doing is identifying demons by what they are using to engage in this demonic system. And you're using your company name. That's what Amazon Prime does. This is what Union Pacific does. This is what Metrolink did on the Amtrak train tracks going westbound. This is what the Ontario Police Department does. This is what the City of Ontario does, using vehicles attributed to the municipality. So anyway, that is what is relevant with regard to the demon-possessed population, and what is relevant to engaging in this in presence under the fake sun. That is what you already know. The fake sun above you, the fake sun, as I've shown you what the entity, you're subject to what is surveillance. That is surveillance by a demon-possessed entity. That is surveillance by a demon-possessed entity that is including any level of government. It doesn't change. Okay, that's what's relevant about the demon-possessed population and all the ways in which they're communicating an unlawful threat. While they are then monitoring your documentation, that is what is the impermissible threat. It's already terrorism. It's already threatening, inherently threatening, while demons of law enforcement are stalking. That's exactly what you're doing under what is not even the sun. That's exactly what you're doing in directed light. You're a stalker. And you're a demon-possessed one, and that condition is not a secret. 5SVF046, 468FP, handicap. 6JCN 897, 8CMZ339, INFLTOX, license 7WAM 982, license 7SQJ522, and Swift Night Transportation's pacing on going in the opposite direction on southbound on Euclid Avenue at 8:48 a.m. So anyway, you have the entity engaging in such conduct using commercial vehicles. They represent the same entity, the people of the state. All right, using company vehicles. And like I said, there is no exception with regard to this demon possession. And so you're getting into what is civil litigation, in addition to what is a criminal prosecution, as with regard to what are companies who shall be, and as a matter of justice, should be held civilly liable for inflicting terrorism on behalf of a government. all right, in addition to the people of the state, all right, but you're talking about companies that are out here trying to make a buck to the American people, and they're terrorizing them. They are engaging in what is sexually violating them. They are engaging in what is massive invasion of your privacy while they are demons stalking, using those company vehicles and engaging in what is the perpetration of some business of that company while they're engaging in surveillance on behalf of the government. It is egregious in every regard, all right? And that is something that is necessary not only to reveal, but you're also understanding what is the servants of Satan. You want to support a company that literally are puppets of Satan. That's your business. I'm putting that the word out. These are minions, and they are minions that work with X, Y, and Z companies. This is what they're doing, and it makes no difference with regard to the people of the state in the INFLICTION vehicle identifying a third party versus a demon that's driving and literally going in circles, one demon after another in different Amazon Prime vehicles, one demon after another in different Swift Night Transportation Holdings Incorporated vehicles, while those demons are listening to me documented. That's going to be grounds for what is draining their pockets in civil court and prosecuting that company. And they are not in any way hiding behind what is some face of anonymity. Those companies shall be held accountable. You engage in what is waging an impermissible threat. Swift Night Transportation Holdings shall suffer what is justice on behalf of the state with whom it is engaging in terrorism and surveillance, and that is speaking of what is federal prison, period. Okay, so you're talking about what is documented, and I'm speaking to that. That's intentional conduct under what is the fake sun. It's demonic. Okay, license APOA 664. An entity is engaging in waging this threat. That's what the people of the state are doing in the aggregate. All of these demons together are stalking together under the fake sun, and so you're going to deal with the people of the state accordingly. All right, so it is currently 8:51 a.m. 8MJK 136. 8SKJ 705, 8DJH 408, 8FVS 385, 8XBC 294, 5AAK 736, 5RRS 258, and it's currently 8:51 a.m. still, and this is 7Y01151. Alrighty, the entity engaging in what is surveillance using the same African-American male that you saw. Again, they are aware of the fact that they've been documented, and I captured him on video. I published his criminal activity and published his condition, demon possession, on the worldwide internet. He's monitoring with, you have a commercial vehicle on the opposite side of the county building. That's attributed to 150 East Holt, where the fake sun is over that building. A demon using a flashing lights on a vehicle in front of that building, and this African-American is maintaining surveillance and monitoring with the demons as I'm reciting license plates, as I'm speaking to and breaking down the demonic activity that companies and the people of the state together are engaging in. That's the same African-American who did not hop on the bus today. He let the bus pass. He was getting in, monitoring with Omnitrans as he gets on the bus. They're not going anywhere. He was stalking yesterday, and he's stalking today. It is currently licensed, let me get this time and then I'll tell you the time, 7LZD649, and it's 8:52 a.m. and this is the county building where I took a picture of. The fake sun remains over it. And again, you're going to remember what is February 6, 2022, the fake sun is on the opposite side over the same building at 1:34 in the morning. 1:34 in the afternoon. At no time of year is the actual sun remaining over a building, because that's what that documentation reveals, as though the sun is remaining moving what is west over the 150 East Holt Boulevard building all day long, which is, you're talking about a series of, let me get this license plate, hold on. Concrete finishers, asphalt workers, parked in front of the venue. You're talking about what is the impossibility of that light source. And again, what I documented yesterday at 1:34 in the afternoon, that's not the first time that I've documented what is the maintenance of the fake sun over a building all day long. That's what I'm documenting at every venue, including Upland Public Library, the Ontario Museum, showing you what is the maintenance of a light source that's not possibly the sun. All right, so let me get this. DRENT2, and this is concrete finishers, asphalt workers, license plate 6H59824. He's using this vehicle as a means of light activity and operations communication device. As I said, the African-American is remaining on the opposite side of me and creating what is light activity. Let me be clear, as Ally Universal, the San Bernardino County, who is also crossing path in a vehicle, are also maintaining presence. The fake sun is over their county building, which is a matter of positioning while I'm at this location. The San Bernardino County, in other words, is engaged in state surveillance, as I've also documented. All right, this is a Latino male that is maintaining positioning. This is an act of terrorism, and this company vehicle is means of light activity. This is what demons do. G.M. Sager Construction Company, General Engineering Contractors on the opposite side of the car. What is this called? Yeah, he's got two different logos. All right, that's GM Sager and the Concrete Finishers, license 6H59824. And this is a psychopath that is stalking. Loomis is crossing path monitoring as well. This is a psychopath that is stalking. I captured the fake sun right over the vehicle where I'm standing, where the county building is. And that's the conduct of what are the demon-possessed population engaging in that conduct. And they're acting as one. That's facilitation, 5XMT786. Facilitation, and you're also looking at what is the fake son right above, while he's looking like, what? This is the stalker who knows exactly who I am, engaging in that demonic pattern of surrounding around the perimeter where it is that I remain, and doing so with light, a method of light activity. I did capture what are two different logos on that vehicle, on the driver and the passenger side, and this is a Latino male. And as he drives onto what is Lemon, where the 3-star janitorial, directed light swiping all across the wall, 6VOF732, which is a demonstration of demon possession under what is the fake sun that's right there. And the fake sun, again, remaining here. I'm already in the city of Upland, as I've documented. I'm already in the city of Pomona, as I've documented. I remain at what is the Starbucks at 111 North Vineyard Avenue at Holt and Vineyard, facing east. This is not the sun that's remaining over me, and that is no sunlight. And that is speaking to the intention, DUMBOY, and that sure is a dumb boy. Want to document that. The African-American who I took an image of, the same one that I captured in video yesterday, monitoring, threatening with essentially the same actors that I'm documenting today, is monitoring with that Latino male who's sitting in that vehicle. That's light activity while he's sitting around stalking, and monitoring with communication devices. That's exactly what you're doing. You're stalking while you're monitoring. 150-8342. I want to document the Ontario Fire Department crossing path in one of their small white SUVs that just says fire on the door. They're crossing path while I'm explaining a lot about the demonic behavioral pattern. They are crossing path via San Bernardino County, like I stated. 8BXF 395, I believe, or 935. The entity engaging in what is crossing path by these minions while I was explaining with regard to the demonic behavioral pattern. And what the entity is doing, what Amazon Prime, what Swift Night Transportation Holdings Incorporated are engaging in is that, including the Ontario Police Department, it's the conduct of demons. As I began identifying beyond just individuals that are acting collectively, by the way, as I identified, for example, any sort of commercial, or the United States Postal Service is a government actor, that's the federal government engaging in state surveillance, and a satanic system of state surveillance. You have, as I identified it, as I began identifying it, the demons react. And they would react, it's like a maniacal reaction. Then at the moment that I would identify them, you have what is, essentially it's a response of fear. It's like they got more demons to cross path together, like it gives them more power. I'm just giving you what is the mindset behind such conduct. So someone is identifying you and aware of what you're doing, and then you go get more partners and you all do it together. And you're dealing with the demon possessed. And so as I would identify them, and I'm showing, it doesn't matter what sort of logo that they're using, they're all doing the same thing. They would engage in doing it by the groups, and this is demonic, okay? Now that demonic conduct, that's going to translate into what is terrorism. This is what the entity always does. This is what demons do. You are translating this demonic conduct into what is criminal in federal court. All right, engaging in more of what is already terrorizing, that's speaking to an impermissible threat. And it's readily attributed to a company such as Ryder that's participating in a satanic system of surveillance. It is readily attributed to a company such as Amazon Prime that's participating in a satanic system of surveillance. And that is liability with regard to draining those pockets civilly and a criminal prosecution. There is no company that is in any way accepted from suffering federal prison for that. The government that is absurd. You will go to federal prison, and it is as a matter of justice. You're talking about, I don't have to know that driver's name. This is ridiculous. The government is using it and thinking that it can hide behind such companies' names while they're doing that. That's not going to happen. And so I'm breaking this down, and this is what I've already documented. I documented that years ago. 8GFE143. This is Wells Fargo. This is CENSATIONAL, that's group stalking at Ontario Town Square. 5RRS258. And CENSATIONAL that, let me see, it's 9 a.m. CENSATIONAL, this is a heavy Latino male who is sitting there aiming light while the state is amplifying plane engines over me in Wells Fargo. The minions are lined up outside of Wells Fargo at 240 North Euclid Avenue. It's called relevant positioning. They're all monitoring. Alrighty, SINTUS license 17349C2. This is the same company engaged in molesting my person. If you recall my documentation on December 8, 2021, and the fake sun remains over me on that day at the intersection of 5th Street and Euclid. This is the same company that is identified as SINTUS. You see the communication device that is up while he is covering up his face. What's your name?
Jose.
Jose? Okay, thank you, Jose. Huh?
You can look at my face.
Thank you. No, I couldn't. Now I can. Thank you. That's Jose. He works for SINTUS. He's monitoring with the communication device while he is, again, engaging in the conduct of one who's so perplexed. Directed light is reaching onto the sidewalk and on the asphalt, and the fake sun is right here over the Ontario Town Square. It's currently 9:01 a.m. You go ahead. I'm going to get the fake sun over you. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Whatever you say, Satan. I'm going to get this. It's 9:01 a.m. Alrighty, so I want to be clear, this is monitoring, and this is the malicious conduct of what are psychopaths. And he is monitoring and then engaging in what is, oh, what's wrong? And I'd like to document that because you need to listen to the irrelevance of what is, well, it's irrelevant insofar as they're acting perplexed. They can act perplexed all they want. You document. If they engage in harassment, you document that as well, because you'll swiftly go to federal prison. 7ROR769 8XAU100 8GQX121. And this is the fake sun, by the way, at 9:02 a.m. The fake sun is remaining over me while I am still in what is the city of Pomona. I've gotten on the bus January 27th. Remember, I arrived there 9:03 a.m. I'm capturing video. While today, again, this I'm capturing video while SINTUS, this is representing nothing other than a company that's engaging in state surveillance, a satanic one, is present at the Ontario Town Square where the light source is not at the same time capable of being over my head at the Pomona Regional Transit Center, after I've already shown you video of the light source moving west to keep in alignment with me while I'm on the bus of the Omnitrans. In addition to what is my presence where I'm already in Upland. This is the demon, 7XZN018, 8ZBL460, Mission Linen and Uniform Service, license 7L99284, 7LKB853, license 91184E3, Schindler 8FHY158, 6H5924, I believe, and that's the same minion that was group stalking at the county building, now crossing path and touching with directed light. Alrighty, it is currently 9:03 a.m. License plate 8TUE603, 6ZWS056, 4JFY403, 5XSH127, 8ZEH949, 8YNK026, 8ZAR706. And again, that minion that you see at the ATM while she's engaging in a sex offense using the ATM, which is the method of documenting her, I'm going to prosecute her again. 5XSH127 is the one you see. But she's monitoring with all the rest of them. The employees at Wells Fargo, you don't have any form. That is facilitation. That is why you are able to document the people of the state, prosecute them indiscriminately, where they live in relevant position, where they work in relevant position. The very criminal conduct that these demons engage in is that which is serving to prosecute them. That is exactly why what you saw again at what is a venue, a public establishment where the demon-possessed are engaged in surveillance. That's what SINTUS is doing. They are engaging in and are not separate from an ongoing sex offense that continues to remain in progress while they are directly participating in participating in it while they are in relevant position, crossing on the roads and the highways. As I documented on December 8, 2021, where the fake sun remained over me at 5th Street and Euclid Avenue, and then the fake sun at 10 o'clock in the morning is over my head at the Walmart. Remember that documentation? All of this is speaking to the continuity of what is documentation of what is not possibly the sun. All right, and so you have what is the entity aiming what is directed light across the Wells Fargo. That's why you document what is any business. There is no legal argument while they engage in the very the provision of the very evidence of why and how you can, as a matter of justice, prosecute the government who is acting via the people. You don't have any legal argument. You will be prosecuted. You are a stalker where you live. You are a stalker where you work. That's what that directed light in the fake sun is all about. Alrighty, it is currently 9:07 a.m. and as I pointed out in that video at 9:03, the light source is not at the same time the actual sun, which is not that's the light source that's over me, not the actual sun, in Pomona, California at 9:03, where I'm capturing the minions of the Pomona Police Department. After I've already gotten on the bus and shown you the fake sun that's going west, keeping over me and through the window of the bus, while these demons are on Euclid Avenue molesting and stalking from intersection to intersection with directed light, as you see moving across Wells Fargo, and the fake sun is right there over the corner of the building. Right, that's not the sun. And that's why you are understanding the prosecution of Wells Fargo, a business, nothing other than a third-party facilitating venue, like every other business, to be prosecuted engaging in what is state surveillance, and doing so 6UGL312, regardless of what time you go to work. 6CEP202, excuse me, 6CEP202. Regardless of what time you go to work, regardless of what time you get off, regardless of what your position is, the fake sun is over that venue and that directed light, which is ongoing facilitation, it's ongoing terrorism, and there is no exception from that prosecution on behalf of the government, all of the demons of the state of California. Okay, that is the people of the state. License 31671L1, I believe. That's FedEx, though. I can't see the whole license plate, but that's FedEx. Ontario Police 1576659, vehicle 1009, engaging in the same touching with directed light. All right, and those cowards try to separate them, so there is no separation, and that's exactly what they're doing while they're sitting at the farmer's market, and that's exactly why Sabrina and Officer Hernandez are going to federal prison. All right, they engage in this conduct, and doing so, trying to avoid documentation, which are not avoiding documentation. You see them last night, again, crossing path and molesting me, and doing so, that's why my shadow is at a distance on the brick wall, moving when I'm not moving. The shadow is moving, that's directed light. That's why I have 4 shadows on the sidewalk around me while that same demon-possessed agency, the Ontario Police Department, are stalking. And they're stalking while they're monitoring. That's why they're going to federal prison. All right, and there is no exception. That's why Wells Fargo is documented engaging, and Wells Fargo is not alone. Everyone in relevant position is monitoring, while a fake sun is over Wells Fargo, speaking to what the people in the state all over are doing. 7EOL 907, 5CPE 794, 5EKR 341. Alrighty, and I'm at Arco, and I showed you the fake sun over me. That's exactly what's ongoing. What I took a picture of is the directed light that's just appearing in the shade at the Arco gas station. You see a minion walking on the side of it. He's crossing paths. All right, as you see, just light just manifesting out of nowhere. Where is the light coming from? Where does that? What is it? If there's shade, and that's the obvious. Okay, it's the same thing when they're driving by. How in the heck is light reaching across a Wells Fargo building? 6P62193. That's a demon. Okay, and that demon has her communication device positioned as she is stalking in the path under the fake sun that remains over me as I continue walking north of Euclid Avenue, and which is to the absence of the so-called sun from remaining over the Pomona Regional Transit Center, as I documented those demons. Okay, and they were doing so, they were engaging in the same criminal activity that the Ontario Police Department are engaging in. They were doing it in concert. Foothill Transit was molesting with directed light. Omnitrans was molesting with directed light, while the Pomona Regional Transit Center engaged in stalking in the path, sitting inside of the Amtrak waiting area, right, monitoring the entire time. As it's the same, it's a different iteration of the same pattern of conduct while Ontario Police touch me with directed light while they're driving by on the road. It's the same facilitation. They're all monitoring together. All right, that's a criminal conduct that I documented. This is P.O.C. Currently 9:11 a.m. 8UUN 170, 8HNC 138, 7HCZ 091, AWGP 557, 8Y28916. License 5EKR 341. And as many as you hear these vehicles crossing paths, that's as many a times as they're engaging in what is a sex offense, and touching with what is directed light. Just like you see moving across the Wells Fargo building, just like you see covering on the sidewalk, that is light that is trailing across my person, moving across the sidewalk every time a demon is driving by, and it is a demon. And that demon includes the Ontario Police. As I read that license plate, that's exactly what that demon did. License 8TPA 113, 5NPU 522. License 8JFL 080. And that's exactly why I want you to hear that audible activity of Jose with the company S.I.I.S. Acting, he's acting so perplexed. And then you're remembering these are the same demons engaging in this malicious and demented conduct with this directed light. They're demons. Listen and look at their facial expressions. Satan can act as perplexed as they want. They can act as confused, ask as many questions as they want. It's actually an act of harassment. Them saying anything to you. You're talking about what is going to be documented in the government. BN 54J20. That's a paper plate on a gray Infiniti at El Pescador. Engaging in what is the conduct of a psychopath that is stalking you. And now the fact that they're stalking you is not a secret. The demon-possessed population is not only revealed, they're present, they're here, and they're not just here. And they are engaging in what is state surveillance. And these demons molest with what is engineered light while they're stalking and monitoring with communication devices. And these demons are on law enforcement agencies. Demons, all of them. All right, demons driving company vehicles, they're not engaging in business, they're stalking. You look at the environment, 07768N2, 4GSL807. And that's why I want you to hear it. Let Jose keep on talking. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, okay, Jose. I got that fake sun over his head and ongoing directed light all over the place. And that's exactly what these demons demonstrate. 5X4343, I believe. Let me get that. 5X43413. City of Ontario, crossing path again. 156184 7LXX020. This demon crossing path with directed light, license 8GFE143. This is at El Pescador, where I've already shown you the fake sun. That's what they're doing, and she's doing so with the minor child, 7MBF495, touching and harassing and molesting me. License, that's SoCal Edison, 8T988C2, 91481F1, that's Nix, electric, part J, I can't really see that one. This is Bigfoot, U.S., I can't see the U.S. stop, but license 3913115 is an out-of-state license plate on that large truck. And the front logo on the front portion of that truck says Bigfoot. They're touching with directed light the same, 9AHZ993, 8Y61770. Eight MQZ111, Loomis crossing path again, 8KMF180. 8HDV630 at Dentistry Implants, Glen Matoma DDS. Glen Matoma is a third party. That's a minion, okay? Their address, 712 Euclid Avenue in Ontario. The Jessup Building. Tara Marie Jessup, Jose Castaneda, Robert Stieskel at 718 Euclid Avenue in Ontario. They're minions. They are monitoring at the Jessup Building. It's a third party facilitating venue. And that is criminal summoning. That is the criminal activity where I'm at 718 Euclid Avenue. And these license plates are parked in front where the pattern of conduct is underway. Those are the same demons molesting with directed light, sounding their sirens. It's called criminal summoning. 7VWM216, 7LOG849, and it's currently 9:16 a.m. 8AQF478. License 7EHL820, monitoring to this active criminal summoning. 008811H2, that's American Medical Response, engaging in criminal summoning, crossing path, and doing so under the fake sun. Right here where I'm at third-party facilitating venue of third-party Robert J. Stieskel. That's a minion, okay? An Ontario Chiropractic Office is nothing other than a third-party facilitating venue. Just like Wells Fargo, where directed light is streaming across and touching all over my person. It doesn't change regardless of the type of venue that you're going to. That's exactly why you document that, and that's exactly why there's no exception from that prosecution. License, there's another third party over here, and that is, again, criminal summoning by the entity. That's facilitation while they're monitoring. License plate, 7AWX738, 8TEE609, and it's 9:17 a.m. Also monitoring is Blink Fitness. That's within what is the plaza. SINTAS is engaging in surveillance inside of the plaza where Blink Fitness, the Pizza Hut, where the Rite Aid used to be, and off of G Street in Euclid. That's where I'm at. That's on the opposite side of the same street. Bank of America, those demons are group stalking at the drive-thru. It's a matter of presence, okay? They are group stalking right here at the Family Foot Center at 728, right next door, outside of the window in relevant position. I'm just speaking to what is the ongoing methods of presence everywhere that they work and everywhere that they live, and using the sound of sirens. That's criminal summoning. That's a federal charge to the state acting directly, and I documented the license plates of American Medical Response. All right, and doing so in the specific environment. That's nothing different than the demon that I'm showing you that I document on the side of the county building using light activity, okay? That demon just didn't have sirens, all right? You're talking about what is the ongoing pattern of stalking in the path with light. License 57009N2, that's Shafe Air, that's P.O.C. They're group stalking at 738 Euclid Avenue, overweight Latino male in operation of his communication devices, ongoing surveillance. 5 Team W272, 8SND 367, 7XEM 491, 7VYX 422. License plate 8CYG 547. 7 U.S.C 079. 8SBS 200, 8VYJ 522. 756 Health Center Women and Children. This is a third-party facility and venue. They were monitoring as I was at American Inn, by the way. This is relevant positioning. And I also documented license plates over here before. I'm going to get them today. 8MMH 127, 8KWL 288, 8WFK 438, 8Z 00247. $8EWN 874, 7UHN 438, 4WER 202, 8VYZ 137, 8NZM 198, 7UNM 826, 8XCA 318, 7EKR 779, 7UOA 708, LDYLE01. And this is on, again, H Street and Euclid. 5SIP 823. License 21R1092. $31057X2. Touching with directed light. Where is this? All right, you can see group stalking as I walk past. This is the same building. This is West Valley SART Center, SART Center. The fake sun is right here over the edge of the building where a demon's coming from back. From behind that building, this is crossing a path. All right, and this is the ongoing demonic pattern and engagement in what is tracking my steps everywhere that I'm going. License 8VFX120, 7ZES 685, 7YDK 272, 6WEU 564. And the entity keeping that light source over me while I am walking north of Euclid Avenue, and I'm just reading the license plates inside of this parking lot. License 8JLM306, and this demon in the parking lot coming over to park, maintaining presence, BP65Z85 paper. License 7RUF754, and it is currently 9:23 a.m. The minion whose images I just took, she's parking in what is the back parking lot of Perez Law, a third-party facilitating venue, where the light source remains over me, and where this is where I'm walking. I read that other license plate and I said, touching me with directed light a couple minutes ago. That's exactly where the ongoing pattern of conduct is underway, and this is the building where the fake sun is over me. It is not any exception, and you have a demon using what is that parking lot as a means to enter at that time in order to maintain presence in the path, okay? So directed light touching, again, this is another third party that crosses path. In doing so, touching, fake sun is over the Perez Law office who are monitoring inside. And it's currently 9:24 a.m. License 7SLE 637, 8DKU 557, 8TQV 768, 8RKH 265, and let me give you the address of these minions that are monitoring inside of a law office. 6YTL 408, demon possessed actors that are identified with a law office. This is Ricardo Antonio Perez is a minion, okay? And he is a demon that is at a relevant position, engaged in relevant positioning via this office, and I'm being accosted, touched, molested, terrified with directed light while I'm walking past this venue, which is a personalized method that the people of the state engage in by other minions together, violating me, for example, on specific grounds, while they are also hostile to my documentation, as I identify that particular venue, by the way. Perez Law, attorneys at law, abogados, this is what the office says, and the name Ricardo Antonio Perez, that's a third party, and this is a third party facilitating venue. All right, these are license plates that I'm reading, and this is where the fake sun is present, and let me show you that too. All right, and I did capture those images. I'm standing in the parking lot of that Perez Law, which is a third party, speaking to what is, there is no exception. You're talking about practicing law like you're not a criminal. No, they were monitoring and practicing satanic activity at the law school, which is University of, College of Law, University LORRAINE, the one that can barely get accredited. The fake sun remained over there, by the way, while I'm at the Open Family Community Library. What do you think they're doing? They're monitoring, and they're demons. Demons professing the law. Demons maintaining relevant positioning while they're sitting in class trying to get a law degree, and they're already criminals. They're demons seeking to go into law, the law profession. And that's just breaking down the practical framework of what is actually occurring with regard to this pattern of conduct and the people that are engaging in it. All right, so that is what is so fascinating about it. It's 9:26 a.m. license 8 NQW 297. Just want to read that third party's license plate at what is an adjacent office parking lot. The same Gisela and Garita. They're minions. This is P.O.C. And that's exactly what criminal summoning is about. It's massive facilitation. Those minions inside of those dentist offices and law offices, and inside of their in the parking lot, sitting in their vehicles in relevant position where they live. They're all monitoring while American Medical Response is documented engaging in what is criminal summoning. It's 9:27 a.m. 50952S1. Directed light moving across the venue of what is 856 Euclid Avenue in Ontario, California, while that demon is driving on the asphalt. Concentrated directed light appears on the grass on the lawn of that third party's venue. That's P.O.C. That's the conduct of demons. 8MHS 208. License 81533R1. (8YMK194). And where am I at? On the grounds of what is not an actual church. This is Satan. This is the conduct of Satan. These are the demon possessed with that spirit of Satan. 5TBK257. And this is all manner of demonic conduct with his directed light, where these demons are engaging in that conduct, calling itself at the intersection of I Street. That's where that demon is engaging in that conduct. Directed light, concentrated directed light, moving across the grass, all right, toward me, while they are crossing paths at the same time. Like I said, there's no exception with regard to the identity. The demons of the Ontario Police Department doing the exact same thing. That's exactly what I documented while I read their license plate, while I'm telling you about the demon crossing path on a motorcycle and crossing path in what was the vehicle while I'm walking north at the nearest intersection past the Wells Fargo, I believe, that area. You're talking about what is the same exact conduct of this directed light shooting toward me while they are crossing paths. That's a demon that's focused on me. That's a demon that's on the law enforcement agency. All right, and they need not be. And it's not just individual with that particular officer. That is, I've documented the entity engaging in what is a satanic system. This is a demon-possessed population. Alrighty, so like I said, it's 9:29 a.m. This is P.O.C. 5SKV512. Enterprise crossing path again, 3486 RL2, I believe. 8XQ. I can't really see that one. $5XMW799 1535648 7TZT060 9975882 7DNS 581 7EZK 450. Seven RJK 180. 8WZN 757, 7NXF 340, 7JVE 694, 6TBE 203, 65447 7K3, 7SLR 604, 4PQN 198, Ontario Fire Department crossing path at 4th Street, driving onto 4th Street in order to cross paths with me at 9:32 a.m. 7JTY 987, 8YJZ722, 8EOH 706, 7SOE 057, 7MSU 393, 5VNG 192, 8RKV 455, 7722OZ1, 8A72617, 7WLJ 953, 7NVT 147. Alrighty, license plate. This is the federal government. License 1678S. That's a federal government license plate. That looks like an old white man. You see him moving his hands. He's trying to cover his face, but doesn't want to look like he's trying to cover his face. He's creating also activity while he's moving around in engineered light. Understand everything that that demon is doing in addition to stalking with another minor, okay? She's captured in the still image right here. She's monitoring with a communication device. She's crossing path. The fake sun remains over me, and that's the federal government that I captured in still images. It's a federal plate. Infotox is crossing path again. INFOTOX. It is currently 9:36 a.m. This is P.O.C. And not that you needed it, but there's the entity stalking by helicopter, monitoring with minor children, just like I said, engaging in terrorism with American Medical Response, just like I said. It is currently 9:36 a.m. And I'm capturing images of the entity flying right over me by helicopter. All right, license 8CIH 175 7LGT 052. Alrighty, and that is the federal government not acting via United States Postal Service visibly, okay, acting via a minion driving a vehicle with a federal license plate. That's the federal government engaging in the satanic targeting system, monitoring with those who are under the age of majority, engaging in what is sexual violence with those that are under the age of majority. That's the significance of these demons molesting with directed light, and they are using the criminal conduct, which is presence in the engineered light with a communication device to engage in monitoring. That's what the people of the state are doing. That's what the government is doing. That's what American Medical Response is doing by virtue of this documentation. That's the same license plate that crossed path, engaged in what is criminal summoning, crossing path again under the fake sun as I documented at 9:34 a.m. This is a minion where the helicopter flew directly over 1112 Euclid Avenue. The helicopter flying over my head and you creating audible activity. That's what happened. That's the Asian male at 1112 Euclid Avenue at the intersection of Harvard. That's activity creation. Alrighty, it is currently 9:38 a.m. and I captured that at what is the intersection of where the Euclid villas are at, which I captured in video, and I'm reminding you about the time. It's 9:35, and I'm documenting. Not only do I remain at the Pomona Regional Transit Center at 9:35, for example, I remain at, for example, as I've already traveled to the city of Upland at an earlier time, and I'm presently there capturing video while the fake sun is over the Upland City Hall, because I'm standing on the sidewalk off of Arrow and Euclid, as opposed to being right in front of the property of the Upland Public Library, where the state keeps a fake sun based on over my head wherever it is I'm standing. All right, that's not coexisting and not occurring at the same time while I remain in Ontario, leaving at a later time, walking north of Euclid Avenue, and I pause at the same time, 9:33 a.m. I capture video. All right, and during the same time frame, I'm standing in front of the Euclid Villas, where the state also began flying by helicopter, as you hear. Right, that's the entity engaging in what is doing so under what is a fake sun. That is indeed a light source that remains over me while I'm documenting the ongoing molestation with directed light and speaking to what is the inclusion of those under the age of majority. As I'm just documenting, I've already stated that. That's already the case. That is already the case, but I'm giving you a direct example, and I'm speaking to the prosecution of the state as it acts directly, while American Medical Response engages in all manner of facilitation, engaging in this demonic activity, this is terrorism, and engaging in what is federal stalking with those under the age of majority. All right, and then you have moments later the state stalked by helicopter. What does the state do? As I'm telling you the truth about the system and breaking it down and telling you and bringing to the forefront of your mind all of the implications of what I'm documenting, the entity engages in what is harassing by a helicopter over my head, okay? This is indeed speaking to that prosecution of a government that's a sex offender and facilitating criminal conduct, facilitating terrorism amongst those under the age of majority. And then you have the federal government that arrives visibly. The federal government is always present. This is the pattern of conduct of the state. All right, and so this is bringing that prosecution to light, bringing it under what is the shining light, where it is not concealed anymore. First of all, the population, the demon-possessed population, and the criminal activity that the demon-possessed population are engaged in. And they are targeting the other, those that are not of that population, that are not puppets of Satan. All right, and so the entity is engaging in this conduct while I document the state actor in a vehicle identified with a federal license plate. And as I do so, and this weirdo, an old white man with a bald head trying to cover his face, starts dancing, which is activity creation as well as trying to cover your face without looking like you're trying to cover your face, while you represent the federal government being documented, engaged in what is entirely demented criminal activity. And then seconds later, the entity starts stalking by helicopter. That's the P.O.C. License 1535619, bus number 1360. It's currently 9:41 a.m. Okay, I did capture a significant video. It's really long, but there's a lot of information that I wanted to capture, and showing you what is the maintenance of the environment which is a scientific impossibility under which they're engaging in what is a car accident and emergency needs. Let me get. And what's your name, sir? Bertagna. I remember you. I already recorded that. I see. And you got Waters over here. Your partner over here talking about Erica. Who are you? I have never met you before. I recall meeting you, and I recall meeting you, even though you're making up an additional situation, but I recall meeting you, though. You have Waters, which I would like to know how he knows my name, okay? That's interesting, and I want badge number for Miss Payton, all right? She's a kidnapper, and you guys being in her presence is, while you're here under the guise of a car accident, I just want to let you know it's not helpful, but whatever it is that you want to, all I'm doing is documenting, and I have a right to do so on the sidewalk. Your feigned concern for my safety, that's interesting, but there's a larger picture and a greater context that I'm capturing, and it doesn't matter whether you want to pull out an ambulance, who I've also documented engaging in criminal conduct using that very same ambulance. There is no distraction or departure from that same P.O.C. And every indication, every incident that I've had with you, let me not put my hand, I'm sorry, Mr. Walton, has been pursuant to what is criminal summoning. Starbucks didn't have a right to call the police on me. The Open Family Community Library did not have a right to call the police on me. And that's exactly what I'm documenting in what is this scientific this environment that remains while you always seem to be present. And not you personally, you being the police department, the Ontario Police Department. And that's what's so fascinating about this car scene and the fire department, and the particular actor of Miss Sequoia Payton, who's arriving and evading giving me that information. Would you mind getting me that badge number, sir?
I don't know her badge.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I just wanted to document that it's 10:02 and the fake sun remains stationary over the intersection of 5th Street and Euclid Avenue. It is not remaining over and not coexisting, not possibly over any Fontana Lewis Library at 10:02 a.m. directly over my head in the same fashion where I'm standing in front of third-party facilitating venue 1258 Euclid Avenue in Ontario, where the Ontario Police, the American Medical Response, and the Ontario Fire Department, the demon-possessed agencies that they are, engaging in what is a massive show of hostility. It is harassment, while they are using their positions to engage in what is the criminal act of federal group stalking and monitoring, with the admission of Officer Waters, who I have never met before, yelling my name, feigning concern about my safety. He's not. He's out here threatening my life, monitoring me, and doing so under the fake sun. This is the personalized threat, while Bill and Wags, who stole my property, they're going to federal prison for that. That's obstruction of justice. They did so with the same demon-possessed entity, stealing my property while I'm being kidnapped by the entity. I want to be clear on that. This is the same exact entity, and so they're under what is that direct evidence, and while they're driving around, I'm showing you what is the directed light. While they are remaining present, and I stay here, it's 10:02, 9:50 a.m., January 27, 2022. The fake sun is over me at the Pomona Regional Transit Center. I've been documenting what is the light source that's remaining over me as I travel, as opposed to my remaining stationary, but it's remaining over 1258 Euclid Avenue, Ontario. But when I travel, it's over my head, directly over me in the city of Fontana at the Fontana Lewis Library. Library. Let me be clear, the light source is remaining over me while I'm already at the Upland Public Library. How is this the case when I'm in front of the venue of the people of the state on Pearl Street at 10:02, where guess what? The state flew over my head by helicopter. This car accident, picking up a minion in an ambulance, is no form. Okay, bringing out what is a more friendly group stalker, which is what Walton represents, versus one who engaged in kidnapping, which is what Sequoia Payton represents. Understand the ways in which the entity engages in communicating a threat while you're sitting in my face at the farmer's market. It's the same agency, okay? License plate 60807D2. All right, and Officer Payton, where is she at? She's not giving her a badge number. She's so focused while she's monitoring. They're not focused, it's a P.O.C. All right, so let me document that. This is the entity engaging in that pattern of conduct and doing so under the fake sun. Again, this is, I captured what is the bill and wags, but I want to make sure I get all these license plates. 1591756. This is the third-party license, 5YHE179. Third-party license plate 5GRN950. Third-party license plate 8ZAY679. The state license plate 1532793. Vehicle 1883. That is Ontario Police. Ontario Fire Department license 1159426. That's the paramedic vehicle. Ontario Fire Department license 1130524. And Bill and Wags already got their license plate. Ontario Police Department vehicle 1022, license 1591669. And let's see, Ontario Police Department vehicle 1870. This is license 1510635. Alrighty, and it is currently 10:05 a.m. Alrighty, so while you have, what is so funny about these, while these minions are engaging in what is, let me be clear, the entity engaging in what is amplifying impossible audible activity. First of all, you're supposed to hear the train everywhere in the city that you're going. This supposedly so serious car accident occurred where there was no sign of any car accident that's supposedly occurred right in front of me while I'm walking on the sidewalk. No audible traces of it whatsoever, but you have this large crash that occurred. I want to be clear, you're going to point that out. I want to point that out to you. While I'm documenting, I'm walking north up the street. I see what's in front of me on the sidewalk. I see these cars that appear, but there is no sound of any crash. There's no sound of any car accident. And you have what is the sudden arrival of the fire trucks, of the ambulance, and the police, who, by the way, are not sounding any sirens. All right, but they're sounding their sirens when they're stalking in the path as I'm walking up the street. That's what the third party did. Excuse me, that was what AMR did. And that vehicle is, let me see, is not present. That's the license plate I read, 60807D2. I want to be clear. That minion that I document while I'm at the dentistry's office, sounding their sirens while they're crossing path, driving by and doing so where there was literally a silent car accident, and the car accident just appears irrelevant. I want to make sure I document all that. Okay, that's very relevant with regard to what is the appearance of a scene. Let me be clear, whether you can hear it or not, all I'm doing is I'm making you cognizant, be mindful of the fact of the entity engages in what is the amplification of audible activity that you would not be able to possibly hear, but yet you've got such a large crash that's occurring apparently in front of me on the sidewalk. No trace of it. Didn't see it. It's on the sidewalk right here where I'm walking on the street. I didn't see any car crash. I didn't hear anything. And I'm recording on my podcast. You heard the helicopter fly right over me though, right? You hear me documenting these children at Chaffee High School. All right, and that's blocks ahead. You have the entity engaging in what is arrival, a silent car crash that's supposedly so deadly it requires everybody in the city. They're doing nothing other than light activity creation. While they are admitting as to knowledge as to who I am, that's what Officer Waters represents. While he is feigning, and that is feigning because you're monitoring, feigning concern about my safety, which is harassment, okay? While he's engaging in a pattern of conduct. This is all harassment. You're engaging in the P.O.C. and doing it in your face. This is the entity engaging in that pattern of conduct. It's 10:07 a.m. And this is P.O.C. It is currently, let me see, the intersection of 5th Street and Euclid. And I just wanted to point that out to you as well. It is 10:08 a.m. Do you know how long till you guys clear this up the sidewalk? No? You're not gonna be able to walk, or what? Huh? Oh, okay. License 82356L2, KIXFOLZ. I'm speaking to the state actor Ontario Police, whose group stalking in that video where I'm in the vehicle with Tracy Banks, and the fake sun is over my head, and you see directed light that appears on the shaded, what should be the shaded side of that truck, which is directed light. What do you think is occurring? A demon is in alignment with me inside of the vehicle. It's the same thing when I'm sitting outside or standing outside and directed light is crossing path. The demon is driving the vehicle on this particular day, monitoring with what is the Ontario Police, as I capture on video. And the light source is not remaining stationary at what is 1258 on that day. All right. So I just want to document that. Again, this is Officer, what's your name, ma'am? I can't, Volas? Oh, Flores. Sorry, I couldn't see that. And I documented her organizing traffic before. What's your badge number? I don't see a badge number. Oh, okay. But anyway, her name is Officer Flores. I captured her image today, and I also captured her images on that one day. She's documented on more than one occasion, and this is relevant to what is monitoring the documentation. And do I go this way then?
Yeah, you can. If you want to just go straight and then go up north.
Okay. This is her name is G Flores. It is 10:09 a.m. She's just telling me that because, you know, for my safety, they're clearing up the street. This is all a long, yeah, let me get up. This is all a long, drawn out iteration of the P.O.C, by the way. That's what this is. And so that's why I'm documenting it. The same demonic element, that's audible activity under the fake sun while he's dragging the rake. All right, and as you see, the police who are present pursuant to what's supposed to be a car accident, providing medical attention, they're crossing paths under the fake sun and with engineered light, the same exact demonic pattern of conduct. Okay, and then what do demons engage in? They engage in what is communicating threats while they engage in that conduct. And this is what Sequoia represents. All right, one that engaged in kidnapping. All right, you have what is an equal threat occurring in what is a friendlier guise. That's what Officer Walton represents, while also embellishing the amounts of times that we've encountered each other. And by the way, every encounter was nothing friendly. He's present pursuant to criminal summoning, which is an attempt to engage in kidnapping. That is an act of hostility. It's a federal crime, and you're talking about what is grounds of federal prison. But like I said, he's not lying with regards to my meeting him before. Mick Waters, though, on the other hand, yelling out my name, and I don't know him. All right, so you're talking about what is an admission. That's the substance of that. All right, all of them know who I am. That's what the fake sun reveals. Doing so under what is a fake sun is not form. These are the demon possessed. These are the demon possessed in the positions of the fire department, of the ambulances, and this is how surveillance is facilitated by the people of the state, who I documented, by the way, at this time while I'm standing at traffic on this same street, but it's at a distinctly different location, or I'm at 1452, I believe. That's different. That is not the same as being right here over me, remaining at what is 1258 Euclid Avenue at the intersection of 5th Street and Euclid. I want to even point that out, but I'm reminding you about when I'm in an entirely different county. In Pomona, at the Pomona Regional Transit Center, the fake sun remained stationary over me at that time. After it remained over me while I'm on public transportation, en route to and from, back to the Ovid Family Community Library. Never went to Upland that day, okay, January 27th. The light source is remaining, and remember, the entity is keeping the fake sun stationary because I'm stationary here. This is the light source at 10:02 a.m., whereas I've traveled at the same, so where I traveled and I'm present at 10:02 a.m. on Pearl Street, this is what I'm pointing out to, where I've traveled and I'm present at 10:02 a.m. at the Fontana Lewis Library, where I traveled and I'm present at 10:02 a.m. at the fireplace off of what is, I believe, 2nd Avenue and D Street. The light source is right over that building, and that is directly impossible to coexist with what is 1258 Euclid Avenue off of 5th Street in Euclid. And it's remaining here because I am here. That is what is relevant, that's what's probative, and that is what is speaking to the malice of the demon possessed while they are engaging in what is a massive show of harassment, while they're engaging in monitoring clear sight. You're talking about what is providing the ongoing evidence, understanding how you're going to surround such demons of fire departments, of ambulances, of police departments, while they are monitoring your documentation, okay? Because that's what this is relevant to, and that same environment remains, that same conduct remains. Bye, Walton, have a good day. That same environment remains, and the entity, were you able to get your partner's badge number? Did she leave?
Oh, yeah, she left, buddy.
Oh, yeah, she ran off? Okay, the demon with the bad skin. All right, thank you, bye, have a good one. That's Walton. Let me be clear, Walton's being courteous, Walton's being nice, it's audible activity, and you're talking about uniform policy, and you're talking about a minion, an entity that's monitoring documentation. That's all relevant, okay? So, like I said, it is no less threatening while I'm documenting it. And also you're talking about what is the purpose of the presence of law enforcement, whether they put a smile on their face or whether they are grimacing and intentionally present to pose a threat, and then trying to contrast that with another friendly. You're not balancing that. All of you are monitoring together. So I want to be clear on that. They're all monitoring together. They are in directed light under the fake sun, facilitating the demons of the people of the state. These are the same demons molesting me with directed light this morning. And then you have what is absolutely in no way stopping. It is an ongoing P.O.C. Seconds after the state's flying over my head by helicopter, all right, which has nothing to do with this car scene. This is what the entity is doing everywhere that I go. Every city that I'm at, where I'm sleeping, we're everywhere, all the time. And that is literally a matter of documentation. And you're talking about what is documenting and capturing it while the entity acts with the people of the state through what is the scene that they're calling a car accident. This is P.O.C. So I want to make sure I document all those vehicles. And this is at the intersection of 5th and Euclid Avenue and Sequoia Payton. That's the minion that is engaging in that P.O.C. monitoring with the people of the state arriving and doing so. She's so excited to arrive and engage in what is present. So I'm speaking to what is the conduct of demons, and she's so excited she's going to federal prison. All right, and it's not different from the fire department. Let me be clear. This is an ongoing act of what is harassment and massive facilitation. The demons that are the people of the state that engage in what is using their vehicles as light. This is exactly what the demons are doing of the police department. What is the guise? What is the form that they engage in? They are using their vehicles as they are maintaining the appearance of having a purpose in doing so. Okay, tending to the people for a car accident. That's what that's about. All right. It is the same demonic pattern of stalking in the path with light. While you are monitoring the documentation, okay, license 5VBL699. So that is an exceptionally long video, but it is necessary because there's so much information and I wanted you to capture. I wanted to identify everyone and I wanted to show where I'm at and the presence of the fake sun, the maintenance of directed light 6FAV296, while the police department engaging in it directly. All right, so the entity is, and it's not just the police department, it's also the fire department and AMR. The entity engaging in what is the maintenance of an environment, and they're doing so through what is the facilitation of the people of the state. That's the criminal act of, that's criminal summoning. Criminal summoning is not necessarily that which is overtly appearing to be about the target individual. And by the way, it is about the target individual. The pattern of conduct is underway, but it is occurring under the guise of what is providing some emergency services or some execution of the law by demon-possessed law enforcement officers. SoCal gas license 70604Y2. They're in relevant position monitoring at third-party facilitating venue. See, 1306 College Way. All right, maintaining presence, monitoring with that scene that the police and the fire department are creating with lights under the fake sun. 7XCN679. And so you have what is criminal summoning, and this is what this car accident is about. And it's occurring under the same exact fake sun. It's occurring under the same exact circumstances of what is impossible light activity, whereas sunlight is not bouncing off of your car. It is a demonstration of demon possession while those demons are here and having no shelter. And this is what is so asinine. You're engaging in what is presence and you are admitting as to your condition, the light source which surrounds what you're doing. And that's supposed to be your focus. You're supposed to be distracted. Oh, they're engaging in the provision of emergency services. That's an exception to the commission of a crime by government. It's not. And you are witnessing the ongoing commission of that crime by the government under what is that light source that is not possibly the sun. And this is also understand the intent of demons. They want you to be distracted. Oh, we're engaging in the provision of aid to another who's in our need while they're molesting, surrounding with directed light, threatening through the entity. This is the entity that stole my vehicle. This is the entity that stole everything that I own inside of my vehicle. Okay, that's why that's serving what is the presence of bill of wags in particular. Excuse me. That's serving the presence of bill of wags in particular under the fake sun. Okay, in directed light. It is the P.O.C. They are already documented. They have already been dealt with. But like I said, this is the asininity of that entity. The asininity of that entity. That's funny. I'm not a poet. But anyway, this is serious with regard to that P.O.C. And you have what is understanding how they frame themselves. They're identifying themselves as they engage in that conduct. And it is no destruction. It does not change. And that's what you're witnessing while they are engaging in what is criminal summoning. That is an ongoing, elaborate iteration of the same exact criminal act of criminal summoning. All right, license. Oh, I think I got that fire department vehicle already. All right, this is P.O.C. It's 10:18 a.m. Alrighty, capturing video of the state stalking by helicopter. Showing you what I took an image right now. Swift Night Transportation Holdings engaging in what is intentionally crossing path at the moment that they do. Where I'm standing, the entity crosses path flying directly over my head by helicopter. The entity is engaging in doing so while the fake sun is right over my head. And I also in this video remind you of what is the time, speaking to, as I've already shown, this is not the sun, but I'll go ahead and remind you, 10:19 a.m. Where am I? I'm already inside of the Upland Public Library, where I'm showing you the fake sun that's directly over my head in the same way it's directly over my head where the state is flying over me by helicopter. That is speaking to the stalking with the light source. That is speaking to the ongoing pattern of conduct, the commission of a crime that the Ontario Police, the Ontario Fire Department, and American Medical Response are engaging in concert with the people of the state. And this is criminal summoning occurring via a car accident. All right, and the same exact pattern of conduct is underway. And the entity is engaging in what is a show of hostility while engaging in that act of terrorism with Officer G. Flores. This is the short, heavy-set female, I'm assuming a Latina female, who I've also documented before engaging in P.O.C. And that is the Officer Bertagliano or something similar. I've documented him before, where he was present pursuant to what is criminal summoning at the Ontario Village Shopping Center. All right, and Officer McWaters, who was, I also captured him on video, and I asked him for his badge number. And he is making up information lying on the spot while he is engaging in what is an admission. All right, my ability to recall those state actors that I'm documenting who are present pursuant to whatever criminal mechanism, be it just ordinary stalking that I'm documenting them engaging in, or present pursuant to what is the facilitation of the people criminal summoning. Mick Waters is present pursuant to what is criminal summoning. He is monitoring me. He is under the fake sun. He's in direct light. This demon already knows who I am. All right, you're talking about what is their conduct that is speaking to an ongoing additional admission while he is yelling out my name, feigning concern about my safety while he's threatening my life, monitoring with the people of the state, flying over my head repeatedly by helicopters. This is one entity acting as one. All right, this is what's ongoing while he's talking about Erica, and I have never met him. And so when I ask him about this is in the video that I capture, I ask him about where did I mean, how does he know my name? And he references some encounter 2 months ago, which I must have left quite an impression on him. First of all, you're talking about 2 months ago off of Holt, and he's talking about I said F off to him. Of course, depicting me as one that is I'm just telling him F off for no reason, and he remembers me and knows my first name based off of that encounter that happened 2 months ago. This is what he's saying. I want to be clear. First of all, that's a lie. Second of all, I document all of my encounters with law enforcement as I am documenting them specifically. And whether I curse at them or not, first of all, that's something that I'm going to document as well. You're talking about what is audible activity. He is monitoring me, and he is also lying. All right. So he's coming up with his narrative with regard to how he knows my name. That's what he's doing. And he's also doing it in a way that's trying to color me in a different way, which there is no way. You can't color me in any other way. I document law enforcement very heavily. I've never met him before, and he is making up information as to why he admitted that he knows who I am while he is yelling out my name. All right, while he is present pursuant to what is criminal summoning, which again, I don't even need him to admit about knowledge who I am. The environment is telling you that they are all stalking. That was a criminal act of what is criminal summoning by the entity, the Fire Department, AMR, and Ontario Police. All right, and the personalized methods of harassment and terrorism using Bill and Wax, who stole my property with the Ontario Police, acting in concert with Sequoia Payton, who engaged in kidnapping on May 4th, 2019 with Officer Burnett. All right, arriving, pursuant, and then acting so focused on this. They're engaging in the P.O.C. They're so focused. All right, they're so focused. Oh, good, you can't talk to her. And they're present engaging in what is stalking. That's laughable to me. All right, and that's why the fake sun is over me. And I'm reminding you about where I'm at. At 10:19, the actual sun is not going to be over my head while the state is also doing what? Flying over my head. All right, while it's not over the roof of the Upland Public Library. All right, it is not over what is the intersection of 8th Street and Euclid, where I was yesterday, where the fake sun was not, the fake sun was directly over my head. All right, I remain at that venue of 1258, I believe, where I just came from at the intersection of 5th Street. And that's where the fake sun is. That's not coexisting. That's speaking to what is the reality. And that was documentation of a grand iteration of nothing other than criminal summoning, acting in concert with the people of the state. 8 RLP 226. I documented the minions that are engaged in a car accident. They're monitoring. This is a terrorizing threat. They're stalking and terrorizing with the entity that flew over my head twice by helicopter while I'm documenting them, and engages in what is keeping the fake sun the entire time. crossing paths with directed light, demonstrating their demon possession the entire time. Okay, while they are there pursuant to what's supposed to be a car accident. Guess what that is? That's called criminal summoning. That's the pattern of conduct. And you are also looking at the pattern of conduct while the state keeps the fake sun over my head, while the state engages in that pattern of stalking by helicopter, while the state is crossing paths with directed light. You're looking at the same exact pattern of conduct. It does not change. And they literally engaged in that. And so that's why that video is so long. This particular video that I'm referencing is the second video that I captured, the state flying over my head by helicopter. And you're looking at what are the demons of the Ontario Fire Department, the demons of the Ontario Police Department, and the demons of the American Medical Response. This is the state acting directly. And that is the tactic of the entity as it engages in what is criminal summoning while federal group stalking monitoring. This is state surveillance and terrorism that's underway. License plate 8B28733, 8WYK033. So like I said, Officer McWaters, who is a bad liar, ATBP712, is engaging in what is, by virtue of my documenting that lie, it does not matter what a demon-possessed stalker wearing a police uniform, it does not get any more pathetic than that. He is captured demonstrating his demon possession. He's under the fake sun. That is direct evidence of his condition and his criminal activity, and that which is including facilitation. TA39D2, that's the license plate. And this is why this third party is engaging in present pursuant to what's supposed to be a car accident, which also, guess what? Not only is it criminal summoning, you're talking about the same demons that are the people of the state that are then in a car accident. Those demons don't cease to monitor you. They're the same demons that are driving by, directed light, touching all over me, and then they're in a car accident. Guess what? The pattern of conduct continues. All right, so I'm going to take it a little step further. You're understanding that they are engaging in what is the creation of a scene whereby they are present and supposed to be under the guise of what's supposedly legitimate. It is not. The fake sun remains, directed light remains. It is a malicious iteration of the same exact pattern of conduct. The demons show up acting directly. The demons are present, welcoming them, acting vicariously. And it is replete with the state flying over my head by helicopter. 60552C3, 6FYY356, 6TFU, 635, I believe. And the entire time, the entity facilitating these demons who I was documenting yesterday at 1452 Euclid Avenue. While I'm showing you the fake sun over me, the state's keeping the fake sun right there at that intersection at 5th Street, as opposed to what would be the ongoing presence of the light source if that was the actual sun, albeit in the direction north. Nonetheless, the sun is consistent, and it's going to be at the locations where you're capturing it relative to where it is in the sky space. It's maintaining stationary presence over me. It's peculiar. It's exclusive to me. 52214K1. But you're also witnessing that by what is the engineered light, because that's not even sunlight that's occurring underneath those demons of the Ontario Police Department while they're driving by. The demons that are the people of the state while they're driving by, they're monitoring. All right, 26363N1, license 00448Z2, license 5TEV294, 8JXR352, 7VYU 969. That is speaking to what is, again, an impermissible threat. Criminal summoning is grounds of federal prison. And you see all of they are not clever whatsoever with regard to engaging in that criminal act. This is all that they have at their disposal. They're using their positions to engage in the creation of elements for monitoring. It is massive facilitation. It's a terrorizing threat, an impermissible one, while you're monitoring the documentation. 8TBP712, 5YLW456, 6FYY, I read that one already. License 274910, I believe. That's a motorcycle. And that minion is swerving back and forth, so I can't read his license plate. Herc Rentals is the one with license 00448Z2. Hebaragi and Limmy Bus Incorporated crossing path in the same exact directed light, license EP 09243. Alrighty, and so that is 2 videos that I captured of this criminal summoning, and the first is very, very long, but it's documentation. So I try to keep it, with regard to my documentation, get to the point. But there are so many points of analysis, and there's things that you are learning with regard to the pattern, and there are things that you are learning with regard to what is no departure from the same exact conduct and understanding demonic activity and the conduct of the demons, how you are analyzing a threat where the state's engaging in not only what is surveillance, they're monitoring, but this is demonic activity. And so understanding the nature of that threat, that is also reasonably construed, not just because I'm revealing demonic activity, but because of the identity of the actor. It's the government. All right. So you are analyzing based on that and all of the points of analysis that I'm pointing out. And so it's a lengthy video. And then the state flies over my head by helicopter and the fake sun remains right there over me. I had to get that. 5DNN474, 8NWJ938, 47705J2, 8AKG594. 27603W2. This is SL Fusco Incorporated, Rancho Dominguez, California, and the California number is 105664. This is also so laughable because it really defies. It does not follow. So it's as though I'm documenting the pattern of conduct, where you're documenting a pattern of conduct. And it is indeed a pattern of conduct. It's not taking a pause because you're talking about, oh, but this is different. It's a car accident. No, it's not. And that is, while they engage in that asinine conduct, which is, again, this is the act, the futility with which they act. It's an ongoing threat for which you will go to federal prison for. And that's why I documented every license plate. I documented as many officers as I could. I got her name. I couldn't get her badge number. Peyton with the bad skin. She runs off, all right, while she engaged in what was her purpose, engaging in what is communicating a threat and hostility, while they're present, engaging in this is the passive-aggressive conduct of the demons, all right, who are of the position of law enforcement, all right? In doing so, while she is present, that was the purpose. And so I'm reminding you about what Peyton engaged in, the significance of her presence, the ongoing P.O.C. that doesn't change. The fake sun is over me while Peyton is present. These demons are trying to threaten. And even in the absence of Peyton, understand they are threatening by virtue of their identity. This is the police, and they're engaging in what is a malicious method of engaging in surveillance, monitoring you with communication devices with the people of the state. It's not only monitoring, it's facilitation of monitoring. And it's occurring while you are monitoring the documentation. And so this is relevant to, again, this liar, this old white man, Zach McWaters. I think his name, I was told his name is Zach. His first initial is Z, so it's probably Zach. So you have the entity engaging in this conduct while this environment remains. Directed light, while you are talking to what is a third party under the fake sun, they've all got a designated status. You're a third party under the fake sun. You're a minion. Okay, engaging in what is stalking. That's what a third party is. You're stalking on behalf of the state. And that's not changing when you're engaging in a car accident. So this is informative. You're understanding how the pattern of conduct appears. It's the same P.O.C. All right, and those demons of the Ontario Police Department driving by while directed light is occurring. Light that does not ricochet, it does not take shapes and forms on the asphalt while you're doing nothing other than driving by. It's the same exact P.O.C. demonstration of demon possession by the state that's acting directly. And that's what I documented. So license 27603W2 touching me with directed light while you hear them, this buildup of traffic at what is the intersection of 6th Street, where I was already yesterday earlier in this time. At 10:35 yesterday, I was already walking toward the Upland Public Library. This demon, Upland Contracting, they're touching me with directed light as well. Let me get them. All right, this old man sitting in a vehicle belonging to Upland Contracting. The license plate on the front of that truck, 9G21769, touching me with directed light while they're stalking in the path. The fake sun remains over me at 1452 Euclid Avenue. This is this is where I was yesterday capturing video at 9:35 in the morning, 9:50 in the morning, and 8RJH498 is the third party that lives there. License 10774F3, DEBZMR 7VZS020, 7DHF809. And these demons, license 10774F3. This is Enterprise. Alrighty, and while I'm taking a picture, I'm standing on what is the passenger side. You can see it from the vantage point of where I'm standing. I captured this demon's image. He's driving an Enterprise truck rental vehicle. While I'm on the sidewalk, directed light, a line of directed light reaching over to the sidewalk to touch me by that demon that's driving that Enterprise truck rental. Excuse me, that's a demon and that's a violent sex offender. And that's the conduct of the people of the state. The same people of the state who are engaging in what is the presence by a car accident under the fake sun, the same exact directed light. Okay, that's speaking to what is federal prison. That's the malice with which these demon possessed engaging in what is the creation of and whereby they're engaging in the same exact identical pattern of conduct. License 8SMT508. I'm gonna go ahead and drill through here. 3AYE753, AGGN 816, 7WIY784. Excuse me. And C838390Z1, 8JVG783, 8KGY694, 7WGN667, 5ZOT811, 7ESA628, 8CEF618, DPZ4357, Texas 6TPW 760. All of these are demons doing the exact same thing while I'm walking on the sidewalk. You're talking about directed light going backwards toward me in order to touch me while they're crossing paths, driving in the street. All right. This is the people of the state. 6YRN134, 47250Z2, 7AET924, 6DLY248, 7ZGS056. This is a Texas plate, 956593K. And yeah, I read that one already. That vehicle has 2 license plates on it, the Texas plate and then another Texas plate on the trailer that it has. And it's currently 10:38 a.m. And you're going to pay attention to the image that I captured of the fake sun that's right over me while I'm at the 7-Eleven yesterday. While I went to then walk and I approached the Upland Public Library. At the time that I approached the Upland Public Library, because I'm showing you what is not the light source that's already over, as would be the case if it was the sun, engaging in what is a predictable presence pursuant to what is the ongoing movement of that light source, not remaining stationary. 6R14297, not remaining stationary over a particular address all day long. 7XZB179, and not engaging in what is the non-movement in any direction west whatsoever, as it's moving north over me to go be present over the Upland Public Library, and it's remaining visible through that over that venue, and being visible at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening is not any migration west. That's not the conduct of the sun whatsoever. It's an impossibility. And you're remembering where I was at yesterday, and that's also relevant while I'm documenting criminal summoning by the entity today. 7H32233. It shows how pathetic they are to Waters. He doesn't think very quickly. That's the best he can come up with as to how he remembers my name. He made that up real quick, and that is a lie. And as I've clearly shown, if I'm going to cuss you out, I'll cuss you out, and you likely did something in order to justify that. I'm documenting criminal activity. I don't have time for the nonsense. And you're talking about what is harassing me. JUST RDX. I'm quicker than these minions that are wearing these law enforcement uniforms. And you're talking about what is dealing with them and communicating with them, and I do so cordially because I'm documenting them. 6HTP012. I do that cordially on purpose because I'm documenting, not because I don't know who they are. You hear me conversing with them. You know why? Because I'm documenting them. All right. So we're going on and we're exchanging, and you're gathering information while you're listening to that, while I am publishing that information. And so he's talking about, I'm just making up, talking about F off, and I've never even met him. And he tried to make that up on the spot while I'm asking him, how the hell does he know my name? All right, because you're talking about what is dealing with them in their twisted universe where that no longer exists anymore. The fact that state surveillance is a pattern of conduct in the state of California, and you have what is making up information that's not even plausible. You're just making it up. It was 2 months ago. You remember the address and you remember my name when I told you F off 2 months ago. I have never encountered him before. All right, and if I had, believe me, I'll read off that badge number, I'll read off that name, I'll read off the incident, just like I do every other minion. All right, so you're talking about what is nothing other than audible activity, and it is, guess what, whether he wants to make it up or not, it's an admission as to knowledge who I am, prior engagement in the pattern of conduct, and impermissible threat. Law enforcement, stalking, 59688F3, that's Frontier 8YUV675. 8YMD184. But I find it particularly pathetic. That's Hitachi. The company Hitachi shall be prosecuted these demons in California, using it as a means of activity creation while they are engaging in massive state surveillance. Hitachi is spelled HITACHI, 8KNV436, 6LUN333. Just like any other brand that the people of the state are using in order to engage in surveilling you, Hitachi is documented as a means of what is amplified audible activity by the demon-possessed that are using also Herc Rentals vehicles, wearing hard hats, engaging in what is facilitation. The fake sun is over the same intersection where the 10 freeway is, the same intersection where I'm at 7:30 in the morning. All right, that's the same fake sun that's over me while criminal summoning, as I documented today, by the Ontario Police, the Ontario Fire Department, and American Medical Response. 5LYP 567. Alrighty, I documented that. It's a company named Hitachi. Those state actors, those third parties, those minions are using it as a means of activity creation and facilitation. 8LW can't wait to see that one. 7PZ2151. License 4XTX222. 8UXV963. 8D26697. 8XZP871. 1VFR385. 8HPH106. 6VSK545. 8RIB656. 8UMU920. 7SPT552. 5NFU659. Penske truck rental crossing path. And so is Estes. Estes is spelled ESTES. 9E40240 crossing path monitoring. 8YWT080. 3785752, I believe. Let's see, 9E91182. Swift Transportation Holdings crossing path again. 6LCU750. License 8VYH. Can't see that one. License 8REA450. 3586OW2. 8DNP. I can't really see the rest of them. 7WHA654. 9E50427. 7GVJ335. DCEPJO, I believe. 9F84729, I believe. Let's see that. Let's see. These are medians that are crossing paths on the freeway. License 8PHY317. 5MPB. I can't even see the rest of them. See, 0905. You can scratch that one too. Let's see, it is currently, by the way, 10:45 a.m. Let's see. Okay. 7UVR676. 8JGS361. 8MTP317. 8MFX050. PAPALB. 7LTH816. Just want to get the minions on the freeway. 5KBB684. 8VEJ065. 4CRC610. That is the people of the state on the roads and the highways engaging in interstate stalking. License 6WHA656. License 8GXT156. YOBIRDY, Yo Birdie. 7LBY533. 8CWV328. 8075998. Security paving license plate. Let's see a license on that one. 1231591. That's Caltrans. 8EGC727. 625. I can't see that one. Let's see. 0335. 2Y2. 7YMK878. 8D. 85503. This is PWE 4617. That is Green Light Logistics LLC. Touching, terrorizing with directed light, crossing path. License 5VON260, 8VLY312. And it's currently 10:48 a.m. NCU 743 22682K2 Herc Rentals. LYD 937 5WSB 144 7S31232 7XNL 349 7SUT 435 7HBN 831 E418ZO 68976G3 California 592783 terrorizing with directed light. License 8ERE387 monitoring the same. That's a demon. 8LYJ339 EM085 handicap. 6XKJ438 7DJG 7DJG793 8DCG011 6HUB547 8RSP 705 8PGX303 license 8SGL269 MTM8710 Texas 15502X2 7NMR284 8VOG034 7TFK169 8KKT349 9G06586 license 8JKZ295 787581 8E1 E as in Edward. And this is Love's Auto, California 476719. It's paper taped on the side of that door. It's a large tow truck. 66103 Z2, excuse me. 8RDJ099 7KJS 964 8SBB 768. License 66103 Z2. License 98384X2 6BMT 841 01924C3. And these are the same demons that engage in criminal summoning. Engaging in what is the creation of a car accident to engage in criminal summoning. 8EJJ876 7BGW520 CT759 handicap 5KPX324 5WWM494. While they're engaged in the identical conduct, it does not change. It is facilitated. The state is just present there under the guise of a car accident while a fake sun remains, directed light remains, all right, and the ongoing stalking by helicopter over my head remains, okay? That's criminal summoning. That's the state. That's the pattern of conduct. 7KAN543, all right, 7XHY247. And also the hallmark of what is harassment. That's what Mr. Zach McWaters, making up information because he can't understand, he can't find a reason, a legitimate one, as to why he knows my name. Because there's no explanation for it. 7URU683. We have never met before. I never encountered him. And you're talking about what is literally making up information and making up something that is tantamount to what is harassment while you're monitoring me. 8LWP586, 7NZP911. But that is the conduct of the Ontario Police Department. That whole encounter was to engage in that harassment and stalking. 8SOH672. License 8W92269, and by virtue of what is criminal summoning, because that's exactly what that is, you understand all the ways in which criminal summoning manifests. This is the hand-in-hand criminal conduct, the criminal cooperative act of the people of the state. 8NKD524. Eight GOE 391. 7EKT058, 8GOK420, and it is very revealing with regard to what is that unpreparedness and that inferiority with regard to an inability to address or circumvent what is documentation showing what is central. They are you engaging in whatever it is that you want. What that was called criminal summoning. All right, the criminal act of summoning the entity to personally be present and engage in what is the monitoring system and facilitation of the monitoring system, which is a terrorizing threat. All right, so let me also speak to what is central. That ongoing scientific impossibility that is over me while that ongoing act of criminal summoning is underway. There is nothing that's distracting from it. You're understanding how it is ongoing. It continues. That was a criminal scene. That was a crime scene that I documented. United States Postal Service crossing path. It's 10:53 a.m. PKC 544.
Hello.
That's a minion that's monitoring. This is license TKO 682. That's Colorado. That's a third party who's monitoring with that minion. 8LKL 868. 5PXX 149. They're monitoring together with USPS's crossing path. And that minion, hello, that's audible activity. The fake sun remains over me, and she's in operation of a communication device while she's doing so. 11527B3. 3EWV 898. 1311 8R2. 5KBZ 261. CB40R58 paper 6ZZU216. A third party facility in venue 259 Euclid Avenue in Ontario. And we've also got license plate 22V8378. It's a little motorcycle on the property. It's 10:55 a.m. Upland Police license plate 1531506 vehicle 201. License monitoring with those minions who I just documented. 7VVF 512. The minions at 259 Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. 8YKF 240. License DN342 handicap. License 1545817. That's Route 83. Omnitrans. Bell Cab crossing path. License 93321J2. That's a minion wearing a plaid short sleeve shirt and a black cap. License 373NK handicap. 8CWV 328. 8ZGY 618. 8TLT 013. Seven EOE 725, 6 GBF 142, 7 XDU 227, 8 DBL 917, 8 LHZ 318. Oh, I think they're going. This little midget, that's a midget minion, 8NLL 308. BF 59T54 paper minion touching wrinkly old minion 7EOE 725 touching. License 8PJX 309 10105E1 7WGN 667 8 UPR 647 8 DSR 640 directed light on the venue where they're driving by. License 53501U2 6YNJ541 LOLALIZ 18413F3. That's Hemlock Logistics. License HAPAKEA Blue Sky. License 7XQW304. 7PGH267 BM33V01 paper. 5GGCL292 GREAFUL 6WFM729 7ESG970 3TORREZ 8PRA846 5LGE366 6NTT633 8T58123 6UOK057 38334N2. This is P.O.C. at ARCO at 193 South Euclid Avenue, JAC 1987 8DCX294. The fake sun is over me right here at 10:58 a.m. We're at this venue. The state's fake sun is over me early in the morning while I'm here at 7:30 in the morning. As I've documented, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. That's not the actual sun that is present over me as I am at any particular venue, which is a method of identifying the ongoing presence of the state everywhere that you're going while an environment follows you around, a scientifically impossible environment. License 5PNN783 6NYX451 8GSG583 15414J1 5TWY112 8LGV589 5LGE366. This overweight minion with a tattoo on the right side of her neck, license 7UOK057, group stalking and terrorizing with the state at ARCO at 193 South Euclid Avenue. It's currently 10:59 a.m. (8RNV728) 8WHM742. 8EDA775 7XZY704 8YZZ863. (11209V2 33766 F1 5SGX 646 Enterprise license 19411N2 8W92115 6VOZ 578. See 7BTM 557 6CYP 984. Yeah, that's 7BTM 557. Going ahead, minion. That's a demon, all right. Talking about Chafee Marching Tigers, 7BTM557. That's a demon. 79467X2. And more specifically, that's a demon touching with directed light while she is crossing path, and a fake sun is remaining over my head at the Chevron at 159 South Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. I'm walking north of Euclid Avenue. (8DNT 671. 8WHW 177, I think. 8RKF 586 6XOA 663 7726781 8BOU 216 8HJL 141 7LWS 985 7VOH 213 7NDD 260 33191W2 7UHB 203 8WOL 993 8WFX 366 65608W2 7EGB029, I believe. (8ZEN771 7SGJ514. Five BAW 056. 8WBN 248. 8N11482. License plates. Looks like 91620Y2. I read that one already. 8HSG213. 8EGD606. 7XDK166. XP35857. 6CHZ479. That's why I read the license plate of that utility truck. This is a minion at the orthodontics office. It's audible activity, maintenance of activity at this venue. License CUBFANZ 8WZG874. That's a minion on a ladder engaging in what is activity creation for purposes of crossing path. It doesn't matter what you're doing, the elements are maintained. The fake sun is over me at 11:04 a.m. and is not already over the Upland Public Library, which again is in opposition with being over me while I am en route to, for example, the Montclair Transit Center, as I documented for our PR 203, February 13, 2022. Recollect correctly, 6WGV 910, 2GZB 937. 8NRT186, 81615D2, 7WNN 782, 6YZN 743. It's also not over the Upland Public Library where I already was present inside of the venue, which I took a picture upon my arrival. The light source is right over the venue. And the light source is documented as a matter of documentation suggesting that the sun remains over the Upland Public Library. Alrighty, that it remains over the Upland Public Library all day long, which is how I'm able to capture it at 8:21 a.m. up until 5:11 p.m. 8SH, I can't really see that one. 83108B1 though, that is a demon that's touching me with directed light while they're driving by, as all of them did. All right, license 7LTT571 59852M2. And touching with directed light while they are monitoring, and I want to be clear, this is the exact same conduct. That is impossible to actually occur naturally. Under what is not possibly the sun over my head, 06129K1, that's occurring while I documented criminal summoning by OPD, the fire department, and American Medical Response. Stalkers. Present pursuant to what is the federal crime of criminal summoning. That's how you're engaging in what is state surveillance in concert with the people of the state. And they're posing an impermissible threat while this is the same exact pattern of conduct by the same exact demon-possessed entity, present pursuant to what was the creation of a scene of a car accident, which I did not even hear or see, which occurred right in front of me while I'm walking on the sidewalk, documenting the people of the state. It just occurs, you're talking about while I am likely walking through one of the parking lots and documenting the fake sun and the images of the signage and whatnot, and you have what is this, the arrival of a car scene. So large. I mean, the car's turned over. All right, 8UNX406. That's what I was noting. Didn't hear any traces of that, and just appears out of nowhere. 6WIT288. You're dealing with the demonic. Okay, so I just want to point that out to you. The demonic is over my head while I'm capturing criminal summoning. That's the fake sun. The demonic is all around while I'm capturing what is directed light. That's a demonic. And that criminal act, which is satanic, is called criminal summoning. 4ZOD129, license 6V20618, and the same demon-possessed entity touching with directed light while each and every single last one of these demons cross path. 8UMM663, doing the same thing while you're present pursuing the criminal summoning, is the same exact pattern of conduct. 7WRT669, 8UGJ340, and it's 11:07 a.m. 7XET331, 8RVB412, 5PDK698. It is actually a show of hostility by a demon-possessed entity that does not like how I point out its criminal conduct and how I'm going to use it against them to create legislation. As you're understanding demonic activity, the demon-possessed population that's engaged in state surveillance in the United States, it's also that which is asinine, all right? It is the conduct of it's the ceremonious conduct of what is a losing entity. An entity that is lost, not only because its intent to maintain concealed existence as to what is a demon-possessed population, you cannot confront and address or divert away from the fact that you are under what is a fake sun and engineered light surrounds 8LXV117, which controls 6NRW976 and reveals the malice with which you're engaging in, the very thing you're engaging in. 8BZY327. And that's relevant to the harassing comments of McWaters, who is lying about how he knows my name. I don't even need him to admit it, but then he engages in making up a lie. 59491U1, that's HD Supply. 8ZAY679 Kiss, I didn't read that one. Alrighty, it's currently 11:09 a.m. I am at what is third-party facilitating venue, the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. Remember yesterday, I'm already inside of the Upland Public Library. I took a picture of the light source over the Upland Public Library. That does not coexist with being over me at the 7-Eleven. And again, the documentation based on the nature of what you're documenting, where I capture the fake sun during the same time of year over the venue at 8:21 in the morning, and I capture it during the same time of year while I'm inside of that same venue at 5:11 p.m. That is the conduct, the documentation that is suggesting what is an impossibility. First of all, that the actual sun would be present over that same address, even visible from that same address for the duration of the day. Second of all, that it is remaining over that address for the duration of the day. All right, this is 11:10 a.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, at 7-Eleven under the fake sun, 8SWG150, 8SNY291, 6ZIL909, MGRLTOR, PGA3FG, that's Arizona, 8FPA873. All right, you have U.S.C. engaging in P.O.C. Group stalking on the side of the road in front of the Methodist Church. I'm showing you the fake sun that's over me at 11:15 upon my exit. They're maintaining presence on the side. This is an old Latino male with a bumpy nose. He's wearing a blue cap. Vehicle 0217995. And directed light while that demon, you hear him driving off, directed light while he drives off. I took a picture of what it says maintaining presence while I'm walking on the sidewalk. And directed light is moving across the First United Methodist Church, not an actual church. This is demonic. They're engaged in criminal activity and demonic activity. And the fake sun is moving over me. Again, it's 11:16 a.m. and that is the absence of a light source that would ever, under any circumstances, remain present over the Upland Public Library from the morning until evening. And the entity engaging in conduct, I arrived at what is, for example, yesterday, like around 10:40 a.m. And so the light source will remain visible over it. It doesn't cancel out like that. when you're talking about you're documenting the light source was supposed to be the sun. All right. And this is that asinity. All right, this is also part of what is monitoring the documentation as you're revealing yourself while you're engaging in the conduct. It's a scientific impossibility. Whether I show up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I've already documented what's supposed to be the sun over the Upland Public Library. Therefore, it wouldn't be over my head when I'm at, for example, the Montclair Transit Center in the morning. All right, that wouldn't be the case. But you're talking about what is stalking with the fake sun. Stalking, by definition, is following, remaining where I am. And it is in direct conflict with what is the nature of that star that's supposedly engaging in conduct, which is nothing like what I'm showing. All right, Upland Police crossing path vehicle 271, going southbound on Euclid Avenue right now, and also monitoring with the United States Postal Service, who are at this venue under the fake sun. That remains over me at 11:17 a.m. and not over the Upland Public Library. And remember the significance of that. I've already captured on video inside of the Upland Public Library at 11:11 a.m. 8BZN 035. Just using an ongoing time table with regard to showing, first of all, what's not the sun. Second of all, this is where I'm at this such and such time, and the light source is over my head. Using Upland Public Library as an example, maintaining central presence. And Upland Public Library is, not only you're talking about the city itself, for example, the city of Ontario versus city of Upland. The venue itself, the entity aims light through the ceiling. You can see the light source. You can see it right over the ceiling, the roof of the vehicle, of the venue. That is exclusive. Like I said before, you are not looking at anything that's occurring in the city of Montclair or in the city of Ontario. It's right over my head. That's common sense. The entity has placed its fake sun over me while I'm inside of that venue, and that's surveillance that I'm subject to. while I'm documenting surveillance there, that's speaking to what is surveillance that's ongoing at all times. And I documented surveillance today occurring under what is called criminal summoning. 6 PYL 535, that's Upland Police. 8 FOF 364, monitoring with Upland Police. License 7 MYB 313. License 8 UWA 894, I believe. That is 8 UUA 894. And this is a large, old white man monitoring as Upland Police. Let me show you the fake sun that's not over the Upland Public Library. It's right over my head, right where they're stalking. And right over my head is the Upland Unified School District. That's where I'm standing. That's where the fake sun is, not over the roof of the Upland Public Library. I will turn my back to face the opposite direction and take a picture of the Upland Public Library. No light source over that building. Okay, which would be the case if I'm inside of it, as I've already shown, arriving at 10 o'clock in the morning, being present already at 9:27 in the morning, 6 RAS 264, being present already at 9:25, walking from the Upland Unified School District to the Upland Public Library. Light source remains over. Not the case while I'm documenting the demons of the Ontario Police, Ontario Fire Department, and American Medical Response, who are engaged in criminal summoning under the fake sun that remained over me as of 10:02 in the morning, where I'm showing you the fake sun that remained over my head. Okay, that's the P.O.C. And it is following as I arrive at the venue, as opposed to being present pursuant to a consistent and identical movement of a light source that would be indicative of the sun. That's not the case. And also, you're talking about what is engineered light. While that is light source remains, that phenomenon remains over 11:20 a.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, you're looking at group stalkers crossing path while I'm walking up the stairs, and the fake sun's right over the Upland Public Library. They're surrounding, okay? That's the conduct of the demons who surround everywhere that I'm going. And you see the fake sun that is now over the Upland Public Library as I arrive, and doing so at a different schedule. Not anything like what would be the actual sun, which, by the way, is not moving in a specific direction north based on the movement of in that direction, and no direction west whatsoever, which you know because I'm still able to see this light source inside of the venue as of yesterday at 4:08 p.m., aiming what is cycled light inside of the venue. It's currently 11:21 a.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, the entity amplifying the sound of elevator. This is impossible audible activity. The entity engaging in what is sexual violence of surveillance in the bathroom. As you'll see on surveillance cameras, the little African-American, this is the demon-possessed boy who I captured in video under the fake sun. He's got an eye on his beanie. He's looking through the index cards of the filing cabinet inside of the Upland Public Library while he's holding his communication device, and the fake sun's over my head. This same little minion who's with the parent that's facilitating that sexual violence and terrorism on behalf of the state, understand, just like I captured today, the federal government group stalking using minions at Chaffee High School to engage in surveillance, doing so inside of the bathroom. This same minion who I've already documented, this is an underage actor engaging in demonic conduct, stalking in the path, goes inside of the men's restroom. You can hear the dryer. This is amplified audible activity while that minion is in the bathroom. Understand the conduct that's underway. A demon gets on the elevator. You cannot hear the elevator inside of the bathroom. This is demonic activity while that demon is using, on surveillance camera, you'll see them getting on the elevator. It's amplified audible activity inside of the bathroom. You'll see them entering and exiting outside of the restrooms and the doors surrounding. It's amplified audible activity. And then when they go inside of the restrooms, that's what this underage minion is doing, representing the people of the state who are sex offenders engaging in that sexual violence and terrorism with those under the age of majority. That's what Upland Public Library is doing. And I have these images. I will show close-ups of this underage minion who's now engaging in what is sexual violence with knowledge of the fact that it's being documented. That's going to his parent as well. But I want to be clear, this minion is going into the men's restroom using the hand dryer. It's amplified. You can literally hear what's going on in the bathroom. It's amplified audible activity. So what these demons are doing, for example, the minions that have babies inside of that little meeting area above on the second floor, they're talking, their children are laughing and running. You can't hear that. Those are demons, though. That impossible audible activity is amplified where I am at. That's what that sex offender that is underage is doing in the bathroom. And that's what that sex offender that's getting on the elevator is doing. That's what's occurring inside of the bathroom. Okay. And they're creating an ongoing course while they're also monitoring the documentation. The demons of the Upland Police who engaged in stalking outside under the fake sun are monitoring to this activity. And this is the conduct of the demon possessed population. The state of California, a sex offender, the people of the state of California, sex offenders, not limited to the age of majority. Okay. At all. It is 11:35 a.m. All right, the entity engaged in what is the conduct of the sex offender, that is the Upland Public Library, the people of the state engaging in what is positioning while they are engaged in ongoing group surveillance on behalf of the state. The light source does remain positioned directly over the venue, which I captured images of, in addition to what is the engineered light. The engineered light is placed all around while they are maintaining presence and relevant position and engaging in what are the elements of monitoring. This is amplification of audible activity that's occurring inside, centering that activity around where I am, which is inside of the private space. That is the conduct of the sex offender while they're engaging in what is the P.O.C. And that's why the fake sun at 2:30 p.m., I'm capturing it over the roof, remaining in alignment to me over a building, again, where I'm capturing as early as, actually before 8:21 a.m. I've captured on video while I'm in a vehicle and driving north of Euclid Avenue. The fake sun is necessarily passing over the Upland Public Library. But as a matter of remaining stationary, capturing video standing on the property, you're seeing what is equally impossible to be that light source, and that is 8:21 a.m. You're talking about what is 2:14 p.m., and it is visible while I'm looking at what is D Street. The light source is not only is it present, which is an impossibility, you're looking at what is directed light and aiming it upward onto the wall into the depths of the library. And this is the same exact pattern of conduct while the people of the state that are demons are engaging in what is crossing a path outdoors, and the light source is over my head, and directed light is all about. This is the iteration that occurs indoors, maintaining directed light inside of the venue. The fake sun remains over me, and amplification of ongoing audible activity. And this is what's underway while, again, monitoring everything. And this is a demon-possessed population, so you're dealing with Satan that knows exactly what's going on inside of the private space. These are the demon-possessed that do engage in what is then entering into, that's a whole other affirmative act, but is sexually violent and demented and predatory and terrorizing. Okay, you're talking about what's a demon that is stalking you in a bathroom. And doing so, again, this is under the guise of what's supposed to be your ignorance. They are monitoring the documentation. This is a sex offender that intends to engage in terrorizing and sexually violating you with your knowledge of the fact that you are aware that the government has placed you under surveillance. And so that's what I'm honing in on when I document the entity and speaking to, again, this is the demon is in the bathroom like I was documenting. You have what are the entity engaging in the conduct by entering into the male's restroom while you see that's relevant positioning while they are amplifying all manner of noise, slamming doors, engaging in what is booms and bangs, just like they do at any other location. The entity does it while you're in the bathroom, and that is the ongoing surveillance inside of what's the private space. It's speaking to what is invasion of privacy by the entity, and also what is speaking to what is sexually predatory and perverted by a government who is acting in concert with the people who are of a specific condition. This is demonic activity, and this demonic activity is occurring within for the purpose of what is monitoring, obsessive monitoring that is also sexually motivated. Okay, that's what you're doing, and that's the purpose, and it is occurring inside of what is a private space. That's how obsessive the demon-possessed are. And they're doing so, understand, you're also witnessing what is a psychopath. Those are psychopaths today that engaged in criminal summoning under the exact same facts and do it with a straight face. While even the entity engaged in what is then flying over my head by a helicopter, okay, replete the entirety of that pattern of conduct captured. Directed light, if you're paying attention while the demons are driving by me, while they're driving by the fire truck, you're looking at they're demons, all right, engaging in demonic conduct, showing hostility while they engage in that demonic conduct, having no form though. So it is showing bare bones, okay, in plain view, what is a demonic system, and it is also criminal. That is the grounds of what is federal prison. You're just carrying that pattern of conduct into what is a private space where the government is continuously engaging in surveillance and continuously engaging in stalking with audible activity, stalking with light. Demons that are pacing all around, they're all sitting inside of that venue, which is deliberately maintained as a facilitating venue for the purpose of monitoring you. You're a sex offender while you're doing that inside of the private space. Stalking with audible activity, creating amplified audible activity with your knowledge as the demons that you are, that once panties are down, that I'm engaging in any private activity inside of that private space, which is a matter of public information amongst all of them. And then these psychopaths, because that's what they are, that keep a straight face with knowledge that they should not have. That's what the demon-possessed do. Okay. And that's the ongoing existence of what is a con. This is the demon-possessed population. The fact that they're demon-possessed is not concealed anymore. It is readily identifiable by anyone anyone you are capable of knowing, as I've revealed that to you. And you're also talking about what is the conduct of those. The very conduct of such a psychopath is terrorizing in and of itself. You're a stalker. You're engaged in monitoring with communication devices. You are only here for that criminal purpose, and you are outwardly seeking to fool yourself because you're not fooling anyone else. That's speaking to the terrorism. That's how the demon-possessed population are actually engaging in what is terrorism. You're surrounded by a bunch of freaks, weirdos, whose secret is no more. It's not a secret anymore, okay? This is revealing what is the impermissible threat, while obsession is revealed by that conduct of the psychopath, okay? What is determination? Criminal determination, sexually motivated determination, okay? Demented determination is demonstrated by that conduct of the psychopath. You're dressing that psychopath in a fire department uniform. You're dressing that psychopath in a law enforcement uniform. You're dressing that psychopath in the uniforms of those driving paramedics, vehicles, ambulances. It's the demon-possessed population who are monitoring with the demons that are filling the venue under the fake sun in engineered light at the Upland Public Library, which in and of itself is the sustenance of that environment, is that ongoing scientific impossibility, the objective evidence, how you and everyone else in the world knows. First of all, these are demons that surround, and they're engaging in a demonic targeting system, which is relevant to what is interstate stalking, but this is serving what is a prosecution for the sex offender that is the state, all right, establishing precedent in this regard. The state, a public entity, is and shall be prosecuted as a sex offender, a perpetual one. All the ways in which I've shown you the government, the state of California, is a sex offender while it seeks to place you under surveillance, and also in the invasion of privacy by that government that has criminally placed you under surveillance, doing so in concert with the people of the state who are literally the face, the embodiment of that state that is engaging in stalking you in such private spaces. That is the state of California. That is the sex offender. All right. And then all the conduct that the entity engages in with directed light, molesting, violating your person. That is the state of California. That is a sex offender. All right. That is engaging in what is the creation, this demonic conduct of stalking with audible activity. While you're in a private space, your genitalia is exposed, being touched with any method of directed light or light activity inside of that private space, while the ongoing surveillance is underway. That is the state of California. That is a sex offender. And that is speaking to the prosecution of the people as well. Violent sex offenders, demented psychopaths. This is speaking to the necessity of that legislation. They're sitting around looking at books and stuff, even including children, as I documented that little sex offender. And that's exactly what it is. You're basing it, it's not any respecter of age or race or anything. You're understanding what is Satan in operation. Satan is using people. People are also including their children in what is demonic conduct. That is also criminal. You are engaging in the conduct of a sex offender. You shall be named accordingly. Okay. You shall be defined by what you do. This little sex offender engaging in what is going inside of the restroom this morning in order to create what is activity. That's a demon. Okay. In the same way, a demon that gets on the elevator is creating and is doing so with knowledge of the fact that elevator activity is then created in the bathroom, which is impossible audible activity. That is how you are witnessing the demon possession. Okay, that's how you are aware of what is the demons that surround you. Okay, the supernatural conduct that is occurring, and it is very real. It's not a matter of what is hallucination. I've actually already documented what is elevator activities. In other words, the sound of what is reminiscent of an elevator inside of the restroom at Upland Public Library and the Ovid Family Community Library, equally impossible to hear inside of the bathroom. And so what was coexisting? You have a demon that's on the elevator, getting on, and then going upstairs or downstairs, and they're doing so. And this is how demons are engaging in what are targeting you, while they are outwardly on the surface appearing as though to be engaging in and focused on an activity that is distinct and separate, having nothing to do with you. That's what criminal summoning is. That's what you saw this morning. And that was all about the P.O.C. All right, passive aggressive, goofy looking demons, because they are not in any way avoiding documentation. And not only of them, most of them that are there, actually every single last one of them, either individually, or you're talking about the agency that they're representing. AMR, American Medical Response, the fire department, and the police department, including Bill and Wags, are documented with regard to what is their personalized history of targeting and harassing, if not kidnapping me, and then engaging collectively together with the people of the state today, engaging in criminal summoning at what is 1259 Euclid Avenue in Ontario, California, under the fake sun, in directed light, while the state is stalking by helicopter. Okay, you're talking about what is surrounding yourself with that body of evidence, having no you're talking about dealing with the demon possessed. And so I'm going to document it because you need to understand this is the delusional psychopath. That's speaking to the threat that's posed by an unstable population. And this is the operation of Satan over people. All right. And so you're talking about it's delusional because you are still under the fake sun while you call yourself being a police officer, helping this third party who was under the fake sun with you, monitoring with a communication device while they are seeking your aid. That's called criminal summoning. The pattern of conduct is underway. And then the helicopter flies over my head. It's not funny. This is why they're going to federal prison. But it's funny with regard to how pathetic it is. Okay, this is the passive aggressive. This is the psychopath looking the opposite direction when they are entirely focused on you, absolutely concerned, which they have no business, about what's going on in my underwear. In the bathroom, okay? Creating noise with simultaneity to what I'm doing in the bathroom. And then the psychopath sits with a straight face as I exit the bathroom. I took images of what is stalking in the path. This old white man is standing at the circulation desk. He's doing so under the fake sun and direct light in perfect alignment with where I will exit out of the women's restroom. The entire time inside of the women's restroom, ongoing amplified audible activity. Under the fake sun and indirect light, everything that is occurring audibly, everything that is occurring, what you see on surveillance cameras outside of the restroom, is serving that ongoing system of monitoring. And they are demons that are pacing around in that engineered light, which is centered on where I'm at, what I'm doing. That's all they're doing while I'm in the study room. They're just pacing around. And you see them doing something that seems to be caused by or based on something that is totally, they're all focused on what I'm doing. A demon walking up the stairs, which is crossing path at the moment that I am turning on my Wi-Fi on my phone. Okay, or excuse me, turning on my mobile network on my phone. And you're looking at on the surveillance cameras, it just looks like somebody that's just walking upstairs. They're crossing path. Everything that they're doing is based on what I am doing. That's the demon-possessed population, and it is entirely pathetic. They are doing nothing but engaging in surveillance, entering and exiting, maintaining presence in the study rooms, walking in, the employees, that is, walking in through the hallway, crossing path, maintaining presence through the book stacks, alternating presence with regard to what is sitting at the partitions, getting up, walking up and down the stairs. Everything that they're doing, they're doing it in the engineer light. It's ongoing demonic activity. That's all and that is all that they're doing. So you're talking about what is an absolute psychopath that is engaging in surveillance in a private space, and then keeping a straight face with regard to knowledge of everything that's going on inside of that bathroom with you, and then engaging in what is the outward conduct, and that's the psychopath right there. That's the unstable psychopath. First of all, and this is the purpose of my documentation, is to show, first of all, I want you to see the psychopath. Second of all, do not be persuaded. All right. Do not be deceived. That's an unstable and delusional psychopath whose identity is now fully known, and their criminal conduct that they're engaging in is also known as well. And that will be weighed onto the ways in which they're prosecuted, showing that unstable character, that unstable mind state. And that's reflected through your outward conduct versus what you are doing. All right. And that is posing a threat. You are a weirdo of the greatest proportions. Okay. You are an entire psychopath. Demon possession is directly relevant to that. Okay. So anyway, it's currently 2:42 p.m. This is federal stalking by entity in the bathroom, the sexually violent aspect of the pattern of conduct, which the people of the state, the government itself, engages in, including those under the age of majority as well. This is what I'm documenting. This is the ongoing. This is not new. I've documented this before. This is what the pattern of conduct is. And that is based on, again, the demon possessed exist unbeknownst to normal people, okay? You're not aware of the fact that, first of all, demons surround you, and second of all, that you're subject to surveillance. And so therein lies the ability to include children. You don't even know the significance of what that child is doing or what's wrong with them while they're doing it, because you're not even aware of what is the condition of those who surround you and the significance, the substance that is, of what they're doing around you. They're not just walking by when you know it's engineered light and not the actual sun that's over your head. It's a demon that's crossing path. And that demon is crossing path based on what you are doing at the moment that you are doing it. That's how demons operate. Okay. So like I said, it's 2:43 p.m. This is the sex offender that is the state of California, the people of the state who are documenting themselves on surveillance cameras, engaging in what is that impermissible threat and I'm speaking of earlier today, what I captured not only on podcast, but in substantial video. That act of criminal summoning is relevant. Understand it's occurring while the entity is continuously documenting, engaging in what is the ongoing accumulation of what is a federal prosecution speaking to a very serious time in federal prison, okay? And it's absolutely necessary. Actually, the more that they engage in it, the more that you're seeing the necessity of such legislation, which is already, again, it's not unfounded. It exists under existing federal law, interstate stalking. This is the government engaging in interstate stalking. This is the government engaging in interstate stalking via an entire people, a population, a demented population. All right, which is relevant to not only your everyday life, knowing what is surrounding you, but also the criminal conduct by a government. All right, you're not focusing on the faces of those individuals who are demon possessed. It's the government's pattern of conduct. And you're talking about some serious federal prison time, and it's necessary because you see the beast that is Satan engaging in this lawlessness and determined to do so. And you will only restrain that by what is facing very serious time in federal prison, regardless of how many demons that there are, okay? That is as a matter of justice. It's currently 2:45 p.m. This is P.O.C. It is currently 6:57 p.m. Was somebody looking for something in the bathroom? No? Oh, okay, because I heard somebody, like you guys are trying to get someone's attention in the restroom. Was it one of you guys that walked in? No? Okay, what's your name again? Kristen. You're Kristen? Okay, thanks, Kristen. What's your name? Carissa and Kristen. Okay, relevant positioning, amplification of elevator activity, and opening up the bathroom door, which is a means of not only crossing path, doing so at the moment when I'm physically indisposed, genitalia exposed, and let me be clear, demons do what they do at the moment that they do for an intentional purpose, not only for monitoring, but to inflict sexually violent harm. Also an expression of hostility while they're monitoring the documentation, and those are the two employees. And this is what's ongoing when I'm in the restroom right now. It's 6:58 p.m. and that's why I'm asking them their name. That's why I'm asking them, is there whoever walked in, whether it's a third-party patron, which is a demon, a third party the same. They are state actors technically, though, because they're employees of the library. But I just want to document this is federal stalking in the bathroom at the Upper Public Library. And I'm on surveillance cameras exiting the venue. The African-American male is likely the one that got on the elevator. That is a demon, and that's why amplified elevator activity is heard in the bathroom, also while I am inside of the restroom. It's currently 6:59 p.m. Oh, okay. It's currently 6:59 p.m., and he is seen on, it's Casey, right, or Kaylee? Oh, Casey, yeah, on surveillance cameras with Casey engaging in what is waiting for crossing path. All they're doing is stalking. So I'm just breaking down their conduct. And again, the impossible audible activity of an elevator, that's speaking to what is the presence of a demon. All right. And so this is not only criminal conduct, I'm breaking down what is demonic activity, how that demonic activity works, and how you are looking at what is nothing ordinary with regard to the surveillance cameras. A demon getting on the elevator is doing so at the same time that impossible audible activity of elevator sound, I guess, elevator activity is, audible activity reminiscent of the sound of an elevator is to occur inside of the bathroom. It's serving for a sexually predatory purpose. Getting into the elevator as I am in the restroom, going toward the elevator as I'm walking toward the restroom there, and getting in position. All right, as I captured in images, this sex offender that's acting on behalf of the entity goes to the men's restroom. He's getting in position for purposes of audible activity creation inside of the bathroom. And doing this while I'm showing you at what is after 5 p.m. The light source is still visible while I'm standing inside of the Open Public Library. Not only that, it's not only is that impossible, the directed light is seen in the depths of the library. You're seeing it at above the partition where a demon is sitting with the laptop up. It's above the circulation desk. This is the ongoing light. It's also, I captured images of it on the ground outside of the window on the ground. This is very precisely aimed directed light that's touching on the walls inside while you have what is positioning, and that's speaking to the sex offender that are the people of the state. And so I just wanted to get the names of those employees. They're state actors. I'm just documenting they're engaged in an ongoing sex offense. The state of California, or the government that is engaged in surveillance, is engaged in ceaseless surveillance. It is a sex offense that is ongoing. All right, hence the term a perpetual sex offender, which is exactly what the state of California is, a public entity. And that is done with the sexually violent and predatory conduct of the people of the state. All right, and these demons over here aiming light outside of the Upland Public Library. They're monitoring me while I'm in the bathroom as well. License 8KPP912. This sex offender touching me with light, MEBURRA, monitoring me while I'm inside of the restroom as well. It is currently 7:01 p.m. This is P.O.C. leaving what is state facilitating venue, Upland Public Library. 64164, that's a handicap license plate of a sex offender touching with light while they're stalking. Still at D Street, license plate 7KPH912. Both of them in operation of their communication devices while they're crossing path, monitoring together. It's ongoing surveillance, and that's what the purpose of the group stalking is. It's currently 7:02 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, license 2OR3176. Capturing images of what is group stalking inside of the 7-Eleven. The demons are, and they're third parties, but these are demons, so I'm just going to, that's exactly what they are. They're maintaining relevant positioning in the back of the 7-Eleven, and what they're doing is, as you see them moving on surveillance camera, you see me digging in my bag, I'm putting my food away, they position themselves, they move around for purposes of crossing path, okay? They're just doing it inside of a 7-Eleven. The minion that's at the register talking, he's doing the same thing that the minion was doing last night, the female that's positioned at the register. He's just engaging in loud, boisterous talking, which is activity creation. Doing the same thing, manning the path at the front of the store, and the minions are maintaining presence at the back of the store. 97662X2. They are monitoring while I'm being surrounded inside of the store. This is ongoing teamwork on behalf of a government. 4ZPK629. This is surveillance. License plate 98033K2. That says hydrojetting. It's a commercial vehicle. This is 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. I'm on surveillance camera completing a purchase, and I'm on the surveillance cameras in the parking lot walking off the property now in directed light. I am being molested. It's 7:12 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, molestation at ARCO at 193 South Euclid Avenue. The people of the state patrolling in order to engage in that ongoing perpetual touching together while they're monitoring with communication devices. License 1MENDEZ. License 8NMV666, 7PFC920. License plate 8SPF518, I believe. Can't really see that one that clearly. But this is 8th Street and Euclid Avenue. And this is the same intersection where I'm showing you during the day. The direct light remains. I'm being molested with direct light. And then the people they're the perpetual sex offender. They meet at every intersection. They maintain presence on the streets while I am constantly being touched with this directed light. 8VIV351. License plate. See. 6VDE093, 8VLY600, 6RMJ406, 7KYX799, 8PVE206, 7VE, I can't see the rest of them, 7YDH080, 7WTL019, I believe. You have directed light that's just appearing on the side of the brick wall by these demons. 8VIV351 is a demon and they're stalking. You've got directed light just occurring on the brick wall. There's nothing over there that would ever cause that light, ever. There's not even a car moving. 6SPR202, license 8ZBL972, 7WBB, I'm sorry, and a back license plate 8KLU072, 6VUF501. 6T47084, 8PJX367, 8MX, I can't see the rest of one, 7LNT412, 7BA76D, Arizona, 8WON428. And you also understand the need to, you're talking about what is prosecuting an entire state, okay? The people of the state, irrespective, because engaging in what is fraud, removing their license plates, putting on double license plate, putting on paper, taping it on, DR, SAFE. The government that's engaging in this conduct shall not, and the government includes the demons that are the people of the state monitoring together, monitoring aware, in other words, that they're being documented, engaging in what is a pattern of obstruction of justice, and as a matter of necessity, providing no way out of what is that prosecution. And so you're talking about what is your documentation efforts and what is speaking to still the people of the state that shall be prosecuted by virtue of their presence in the state, okay? It's a government system, and I've shown what is the indiscriminate ongoing occurrence of that, the ongoing environment, the directed light conduct, all right? And license XNT 756, but I can't really see that. 5260882. And the conduct of the people are what continue to demonstrate the necessity of the policy. All right? In every way, Satan trying to escape, and Satan will not be permitted to escape. License 8LW, I can't really see that one. License 5JXW185, in the same way that the entity seeks to not permit one to escape from stalking. That's why you stalk by an entity. It's an absolute demonic system, entirely malicious, and that prosecution will be even more so. 8ARE409, 8SMH725, 8ZGC158, 8T3, I can't really see that one. License 7TGN551, 7EHM267, license 8CSC985. That's exactly what's necessary. Understanding the construct of the system, that prosecution needs to be not only commensurate, it needs to be more so intense. The intent of the government is to permit no escape from ever avoiding being stalked and monitored and violated. 7LVA031 by an entire entity, including the government. It is currently 7:22 p.m. And as I document an entity, I'm showing what is no exception to that ongoing occurrence of that pattern of conduct. No exception with regard to that ongoing presence of that environment. No exception with regard to what is the demon-possessed population. All right. In other words, there's not like a line, a neighborhood, a county full of them, but there's one that's not a part of the. No, that's not the case. All right. The fake sun remains. The ongoing P.O.C. is exactly as I've shown it. 6XNT488, 7MYL488, 8XVX336, 8. I can't really see that one. Let me get this like. Can't see it. It is currently, by the way, 7:23 p.m. Directed light moving all across the brick wall while this demon is group stalking at the intersection. This is license 8STR805, and this demon is approaching, molesting. This is license plate 8HUL043. And again, this brick wall, this is the venue of what is 204 Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. The demons are monitoring, and you also know that by virtue of not only I documented them group stalking in their car on their own property and getting out with flashing lights, stalking with light, 3GOL575. You also have what is directed light that's flashing on the property. That is the ongoing indication of facilitation. It's not occurring where someone is not engaged in the pattern of conduct. Okay, this is the venue of the demons, the people of the state, residing at 204 Euclid Avenue, where this ongoing flashing of directed light is just appearing while the demons are stopping, that is stalking, crossing path at the intersection of 8th Street and Euclid. And again, that's 204 Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. And also the people of the state at Arco Gas at 193 South Euclid Avenue. Just speaking to where I'm at and the relevant positioning, it includes the people of the state, all of them that live in relevant position. But I just want to point that out. That's where I'm at. That's the intersection that I'm at. It's currently 7:24 p.m. All right, showing you directed light that is moving across the vehicle with license 8MOC029. And I'm also taking a picture of what is the street. Their headlights are not aiming diagonally moving across the lawn and across the vehicle. That's directed light. And as you see the vehicles as they are on the street, not diagonally having headlights aiming across the property onto the vehicle, you're looking at what is the surface where engineered light is moving across, and a demon is on the property of 278 Euclid Avenue with license 8MOC029. The other vehicle is 7NYK641. And that is a terrorizing threat where the people of the state are at this venue using it as a means of the P.O.C. I took still images of that. You could see the shadows moving on the vehicle. This is dynamic, directed light, engineered light. It is not headlights. And you can clearly see that contrast as the vehicles are driving straight on Euclid, but what is necessarily diagonally aimed light not coming from their headlights. This is demonic, and this is an act of terrorism that's underway on the property, and this is exactly how you're able to, that's why I have done things such as walk right through the neighborhood, fake sun remains over me, directed light remains on me, and you can literally go down and list hundreds of addresses the people of the state identified in this regard. This minion is sitting inside of the vehicle in operation of their communication device. 7UYA833. And I did capture video of what is the engineered light, speaking to the ongoing indiscriminate participation in a demonic targeting system by the people of the state. You can see the directed light moving across that vehicle, and it's absolutely disconnected, having nothing to do with the vehicles as you see them driving on the street. That is not in alignment, not diagonally occurring while they are driving perpendicular to the property and the direction that vehicle is parked on the street. It's a system. All right, and they're demons. 7LGJ433, that is demonic. You're witnessing demonic activity while they're engaged in criminal monitoring. License 80H726. License 8VKS343. Every single last one of them are stalking. 5DBE216. That's why I'm able to capture something like that. 7VPR459. 7SRB323. License 8TZT553. 8YQY281. Every single last one of them, just as I stated. The people of the state of California, this is a demon-possessed population, and this is a satanic. All of the methods employed are rooted in what is satanic. While they are monitoring, engaged in interstate stalking. License 8DMJ473, 5687 3K3, 8LFK727, 8JPH273. BHD011, molesting, just like all of them are. License 8WAP761, CA34X02 paper, molesting. 29956C3, 29956C3. It's 7:35 p.m. Z407, 5AYJ742. Eight MFG 467, 8 BEC 496, 7 DRX 417, 622 RG handicap, 8 TDJ 359, GRG, I can't really see the rest of that one, but I've documented that license plate before. 7YPE499. I've documented many of them, but I recognize that license plate. 8R, I can't really see that one. 8LAG134, 6SBV670, 8NBK523, 73460V1, 8TWR068, 31195L1, 8CBM678, 8LQS964, 8TWJ143, 7GWJ989, 8SEL406, 7XKB109, CA97690 paper, 76602U1, 7RSW658. See? 5LGB382 molesting. 9J43113 molesting. It's 7:37 p.m. 8XLZ123, 6MFL846, 7GAD787, 8GJD208, 8LS, I can't see the rest of them, 7UDD166, 8UDL435. Let's see, 7SW, I can't see the rest of them. It's 7:38 p.m. 8LB883, 8HKD309, 8CXT715, 8BBL587, 1784 OB3. Swift Night Transportation Holdings Incorporated crossing path on the freeway, 7RSS138, 8BET137, 8TTF068. It's currently 7:40 p.m. Molesting, CHIZPA Heart, 8VWC259, 8MDY254, 7F, I can't really see that one. BN54E89, that's paper. 7PWR406, X1PRCTX, BR32529, 8HGG988, 6VSC385. Directed light while this demon is stalking, 6HVC211. Directed light on this back brick wall over here where they got the porta potty where the demons of Herc Rentals and Security Patrol are during the day. Oh, and at night, stalking with light, 7BIK014. See, license, 8KYD656, 8VGR422, 7GBH138, I believe, F320MO, 35950Y2, 7FV050, I believe, 8VQA505, 7YLD288, 7ZZD271, 8XCM655, 8TZK845, 7BVS725, 7ZWB836, 7DWS, I can't really see that one, Rider Crossing Path. Vidco Foods is carrying a Rider trailer. Okay, that's two companies. Vidco Foods going out of their way to carry cross path with a Rider logo on it. It's fine. That's two third parties being documented. License, C, 5NCF682, 8WID656, 7NHX473, 8VBG966, 8LSV446, 8LAG282. It's 7:42 p.m. License 6H, I can't really see that one. 8TZK845, 7NSS721, 8UJE 396, I believe. 8NLW136, 8ROX618, 31781Z1, 13840, I can't see that one, 6SMA724, 5399, 5S2, 8TBR581, TNWO608, 6TJE928, 6WXG880, 7BYK546, I believe, 5YHA680, 6PXR750. License 72061L2, 72348J3, 9AHY877. I can't really see that one. License plate. None on that one. Got the Carfox covering it up. 98668E2, I believe. 7RMG676. 7CYJ039. 7NMB083. 8JBT843. 8RDX54. Excuse me. 8RDX455. 7XZP587. 8LJF224. 6L5148, I believe. Can't really see that whole license back. License 7PLB015, 5PZL507, 3023F3, 9AFZ457, 8VQA072. 6XFP111. 7RSL314. 7LMK519. 8M7K541, I believe. 7NHY889. All right, this is license plate. 8MZK541. 7ZZG. 8. I can't see the rest of them. Just scratch that one. 8XVT963. 5XDL. Can't see the rest of them. 8NDF704 or 204. I can't see. 7UFL. Can't see the rest of that one though. 7UGM325. 29. I can't really see that one either. It's 7:46 p.m. I think I read this one. 7RSL314. 7PDF030. 8FOS045. 8TBY283. 7ZBZ895. 7DRW834. 8JYJ743. 8P52516. 7YWT055. 6FJG643. 8APA286. 8P29542. 6UBK077. 8CWA859. 5PYP. Can't see the last three of that one. 8YQM593. 8MAL269. This demon pacing, license plate 8VPW949. 8YQM593, read that one. 6NTM074. 98HY637. They're all monitoring with the entity, the state that's doing donuts in the sky and airplanes right here at the same intersection of the 10 freeway. 8WAT, where I get hundreds of license plates. The people of the state engaged in surveillance right here. 6MWM242. YI90. 8TRV167. 8WNN956. 8DOM065. 7VUN547. 609-8H3. 8DVB632. 6ENK248. 8HFS726. MS0064. 8J12384. 6NUE362. 8FNR131. 8KAS754. 8MDD202. 8SVC099. YIOUTTA. CR045 handicap. 7982. 9W2, I believe. Can't really see that one though. License 8YJR603. HTL3063. That's Texas. 6459OT2. Can't really see that one. 8FNB 8FNB131. 7UKK800. 8YQX378. And it's currently 7:48 p.m. Let's see, 8CLE603. 8, I can't really see that one. 28609H3. 8TXM052. 8CLF683, I believe. 6WGX107. 8TJK752. 6YCA. Can't see the rest of that one. 7FSB851, I believe. 6UQK166. 6YGN603. 7V. I can't see that one. 8DSK588. BA9, 9F, Florida, but I can't really see that clearly. That was a Florida license plate. 7RIY096. V244FO. 7PT2592, and 7JFX. Can't see the last three characters on that one. United Rentals crossing path. 7LPG959, 8UCP835. Let's see, 5KRE435, 5FFJ727.
Yo. How's everything?
If someone is not responding to you, then that means I don't want to speak.
What? That means you don't know me.
License BM 19Y12 paper, 8 USW 047. 7 FIB 591. And by the way, that's a third party. That's a third party. That is actually a terrorizing threat. The engaging in a P.O.C. and knowing that I'm documenting. It is currently 7:51 p.m. 8YCY417. 8PHY621. O1413Z2, I believe. 8 NRG415. 7. I can't see that one. 7 ELH047. BM 81Z85 paper, 7 NWS 892, 8 LYX 124. Spectrum is crossing path. Can't see that license. 06401F1. 81139S1, 5 KHV 038. BS051. I'm sorry, BS05X69. That's paper. I already read this one. 70 LH047. Just making sure. 7K VD345, 7RXJ164, 35226R2, AFC8044, Arizona. United Rentals crossing path, flashing light. They're creating light activity. That's a demon stalking in the path of light. 7ZYK687, 8YNA512, 6EWK316, 7MBY384, 7BTS616, 7VRP423, 7LXR060, 8NLW136, I believe. I read that one. I think I read that one already. CB85W56, paper. Security paving crossing path and 2 vehicles. They're just running around the perimeter with flashing light. License plate 6UML509, 7TFY528, 6PS, I can't say that one, 6WHC021, 8KGG662, 7TSL157, 8P19761, 6TOC109, 6, I can't see that one, 7MLS886, 42785 J2, I believe, but I can't really see it. Let's grab that one. 7YYG681, 6HPB009, 7VMM260, 8JAK278, 6XOB561, 8UNH250, SoCal Edison, directed light in the dark, 18608T1, that's a demon. License 7NLY980, 6UYH571, GZA, can't see the last three, 4UNE913, 5GK, I can't see the last one, 5GK106, but I can't really see it that clearly. License 7RTX846, ERRN62, 7YYG681, 5T76264, 8VPC396, 7KFZ757, 7VXH576, 882T7F3. I can't see that one. 6TFV563, 585ZB handicap. This is old Bag of bones. This old white lady about to lose control of the wheel, trying to make a wide turn so she don't get documented. 7XTA325, DYA386A, Arizona. 04390X1, 579, COK, I believe. That's Oregon. 7GIC318, 45576C2. 8WDC360, 7BXN266. 8JKK625, UPS crossing path, license 8WHG327, 7JAX575, UPS 361801, substantially similar. I'm missing a character. That's UPS though. Getting on the freeway. License ES70SO, BF91M72 paper, 8JDB300. 5PGH669, 8MKX940, 7BXV322, 8VJB797, A927GO. I can't really see that one. And it is currently 7:56 p.m. 8POK220. 8EGX977, SFTBL22, 8YCZ991, 7DXZ204. I can't see that one. CB59J69 paper. FLP NPRD, I believe. 8HDG680, 8Y62157. 7RFM 514, 8MQF 956, and I can't see that one. License 385, I can't see the rest of them. 29488N1. See, 6GZ. Can't see that one. I'll get that one in a second. BR25W14, 68129Y1. Mm-hmm. 6GZC649, 6VVH352, 3811782. NPA, using that for light activity, 7LWE477, using that commercial vehicle as light activity. Which they all are, using their brakes, their turn signals. This isn't a demon-possessed entity surrounding, creating massive light activity. The commercial vehicles have flashing light. That's what I mean specifically. 5, I can't see that one. License 8XSL591, 8PR, I can't see that one. You can scratch that one. It was RPR. Anyway, 8TGV, I can't see that one. 8HSC 024, but I can't see the last characters. You can scratch that one. 8VSP 642, 8RSB 251, 8MNF 052, 8VQM 980, 8BYA 663, ECO DZL, 8PSA 381, 8RKGO23, 7MXA 241, 6GQN 4B3, 7CTM 853, 8VSP 642, because I didn't write that one already. Let's see, 7CTM 853, yeah. 8HGA 877, 8LYX 124, 8ZYK 669, 5JMN 352, 8VSB 017, 7SGF 7, I can't see the rest of that one, CA97M, that's paper and I can't see the rest of it. License 6GQN 483, 8JYL 136, 8LAU 923, 8STW 317, I think. Can't even see that one. See, 5RTW. Can't see the last character. It's 7:59 p.m. 6HRF079. 5JM and 352. Read that one. 8SEW668. 7LFL592. 7WAM202. 8L, I can't see that one. 8XDX613. 8LQS864. 7KGS239. 8GPG864. 6EDH 595, I believe. 7WSZ728. 8TWY4. I can't see the rest of that one. 6VHB. I can't see the last character. 6Z. I'll get that one in a second. 4TLRQ86. 8WCX154. 8MIT331. 8YLK. Can't see that last one. 8CGY891. 8JTV084. 8VPA889. CA, I can't see that one, that's a paper plate. 8ZRX626. 8ZGH682. And this one is 6Z. 6ZTS439. 8TPV350. 5LID491. 8XNA253. 7, I can't see that one. 6XIV436. 58197D3. 7SYN812. BF87R52. This is AMR turning on their sirens for no reason. They're stalking. That's criminal summoning. License, it's harassment as well. 01634B3. They're getting off the freeway exit and turning on their sirens. They're stalking in the path. They're in directed light. That's criminal summoning. It's currently 8:02 p.m. License 8VQA436. License plate 7UVR726. 8SHZ182. They're all monitoring with those demons of American Medical Response. It's facilitation. That's an ongoing indication of what the people are doing. 7KER128. 30509V2. 7TNA103. 9002 7T1. 8NV. I can't see that one. And it's 8:02 p.m. 8ALF178. 7VPU194. 8VQA436. 7KDL441. 4SZC430. 8CYL715. 8SVC008. I can't see. W781GO, I believe. Or K. So I'll get that one in a second. 28622A1. 8ZBL510. License, yeah, W781GO. 7SN, well, I can't see the rest of that one. Let's see. 6N, I can't see any of those. 7RKW959, or 7RKW959, yeah. 7TVT759. 5NDF568. 8GVP327. 8HYJ644. 8SZZ599. 7LAF866. 8RZU066, I believe. Seven DVD one. I can't really see that one. That is 8RZU066, BS4ZA15, I believe. Paper 7SMC375, 7HYL617, 6WXW211. Security patrol. Security paving, pacing around with flashing light, that's a demon, and also touching. License, that's harassment by security patrol. 8GVP327 and molestations. 8HYJ644, 6PAK280. License 8MMW261, 8HRG342, 8GZG392, 7XOA694, 6PAK280. Directed light is on the ground. That's not their headlights. That's the demon. They're monitoring with the demons of security patrol. Excuse me, security paving. 8NJH053. 5N. Okay, I'll get that one in a second. I can't see it. 8S. I can't see that one yet. It's 8:06 p.m. 8JYF368. 5YK. I can't see the rest of them. License C3146CO. 8UYZ. 805, but I can't really see that one that clearly. GRACEJJ. 4954. I can't see that one. 8RIC 630. 8KJE923. 8PGJ347, 8NJH053, 8XXE585, 5WPW165, 8SSP339, 7PZG428, PATTY2, 8EKS336, license 7PFH595, 6YYN. I can't really see that one though. 5ZOC, but I can't see the last characters. You can scratch that one. 6XOE 685. 7J. You can scratch. I can't see that one. 7CFX 911. 8JKE 923. Read that one. 8PGJ 347. 8NTP 242. 8JNR 992, I believe. 7PTF 690, 8NRE 628, 8NCS 627, I believe. Can't see that. 7MST 009, 6RPN. Can't see the last one. 8ACY 739, 7FCS 762, 7SCS 362. Excuse me. License 8SME 236. 3M, I can't see that one. This is security paving. This is license 93403R1. License 65986G3, 8VYN766, 8AJG199, 8DSW394, I believe. 7S09918, 7FCS362, 7EHJ907, 8WMN868, 93480D3, I believe, 8FTZ131, 6, I can't see that one. 5, I can't see that one either. 8X, I can't see the rest of them. Let's see. 44244Y1. Vidco Foods, that's carrying Ryder, getting off at the same freeway exit. License PA 30270 is the back license plate of Ryder. Vidco Foods has license plate. I can't see the other. You got Vidco Foods carrying Vidco Foods and Vidco Foods carrying Ryder. Anyway, license 7W54587. License 8AFU380. 7C, I can't really see that one. 6U, I can't see that one either. 11262W1. 8TSD 740, 7HRY 078, 7PPS 380, 5JBE 906, 8RJX 110. PS 29, I can't really see that one. See, 8MQX 481, 7VXP 052, 8ROU 689. License plate 8 SMG 795, 7 UHJ 168, 7AX, I can't see that one, 7ALX 621, I believe. License 8 WFP 214, 8 STC 789 or 709. You can scratch that one, I can't see that one. 7 FAS 552, 8 XPZ 109, 8 UFU 011, 8 AIY 454, C4 65K1, 5 VPY 829, 8 NRB 875, 8 YHA 725, 8 JLC 284, 6 YDH 686, 7 EOD 993, 8 TRR 162, 8 3021 G2, 8 SMY 383, 6795 6T2, 8 KHU 483, 03676 Y2, 4 KRP 192, 8 ULU 229, 6 SM 1132, 8 TWJ 910, 8 NKG 958, 8 VYK 320, 7G ID 426, 4U 69337, I believe, 7 RQW 253, 8 LFS 694, 8 UYJ 906, 8 UVB 423, 8 RZB 182, 8 PUC 422, 6 PYL 252, 8 VZD 278, 5 WJR 701, 6T, I can't see that, where's that one? 8 ZK, I can't see that one, you can scratch that. It is currently, by the way, 8:13 p.m. BU 03R34 paper, 7 WNZ 698, 8 JBU 232, IAMDZBY BU 04W24 paper, 6 WBG 382, 8 XGU 984, 8 PQY, can't really see that one, 7 TJZ 084, 6 RV, I can't see the rest of that one, you can scratch that one. License 8 RRS 807, 8 HBA 396, 6 HGE 780, 8 Z445, can't see the last couple, 8 VHS 377, 7 CMP 140, 8 AJT 887, 6 ZXV 401, 8289 1K1, 7 XCC 503, 5X, I can't see that one. License 8 ELM 483, 7 ROS 359, 7TOV 390, CB79LE3, I believe, paper. 8VRL 731, 7ECE 247, 69508C1, 8YZB 571, 7TMW 548, CZRS 87, 8KJP. You can't see the rest of them. It's currently 8:15 p.m. 7LO31Z2, 8UCZ006, excuse me, 8PTA094. Get these minions. 8MBG130, 8KNA725, 6T80359, 7YWP955, 7YPZ650, 46149Y2, 13761T2, 8CVL498, 8EIP790, 8WDD999, 6PJH882, 1GIJOE, excuse me, 1GIJOE, I guess 1GI Joe. They're stalkers. 6AWH549, a demon one. 7GAD787, a demon possessed one, excuse me. Be very precise with that, with what they are. 7FGE677, 62757, handicap. License AHUIRAN 7ZSK521, 8WIZ513. It's 8:17 p.m. 8XTF788, 26144R2, 08117A2, I believe. CB59J69, that's paper. Seven CGZ240. Can't miss that one. All right, license COT. That is CDTF-DCT. (31344Y1), 8EVX222, 6EIV910. License 6TJR452, I believe. They are crossing path while the state is following me by helicopter. I'm at 6th Street and Vine. It's 8:26 p.m. License 8SYF521. And where I stand, the state is stalking by helicopter. I am subject to ongoing surveillance. Demons are following, molesting with directed light. 8JJT201 is in relevant position monitoring. 4WPS999, license plate 8WEV478, 8MEA173. Following just like the state is by helicopter, stalking. It is currently 8:27 p.m. See, 7NMF068. Uh, 5YSM697. CMK7451, that's Arizona. CDT5208, that's Arizona. 6VGW286, 7K68980. License 3MWH796 and 6UYE184. AZPRIA 6NPR500. R 8S43315 8RBW657, and this is 1357 Vine Avenue. They're definitely monitoring the state, amplifying impossible audible activity of a train. That is ridiculously impossible where I'm at. And the entity also flying by helicopter. The people of the state are stalking. They are monitoring. They are stalking where they live. This is state surveillance. They are stalking where they live. All right, license 8JSF057. That's how that P.O.C works. The state is present. The state's environment is being maintained. All right, you are in relevant position wherever it is that your address is. And you certainly are not going to escape monitoring with the government when you run to your house where you live, when you're subject to monitoring with the government. I don't think, with the state of California, no, I don't think so. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, but you're understanding what is the maintenance of the environment, and what is during the day, what's the fake sun is over their venues where they live. They're in the state's environment. You're not on your own property, accepted from being prosecuted as a stalker at your own address. 70XD 694. It's called relevant position. You are in relevant position on behalf of the government, who's amplifying impossible audible activity of a train and stalking where I am, where you live, by helicopter. That's P.O.C. License 69221G2 is molesting. License 6YYK 574. Can't even see that one actually. 6YYK 724, molesting. A license for MBS 986. 8HJC532, 60492Y1, 8KRW436. And they are all molesting with the stalker that drives down the street in order to touch me with light. All right, and they're all molesting and stalking together with that entity. They are all they're all stalking because they live in relevant position. That's what group stalking is. Group stalking is not based on some place where you think you belong. You're present on behalf of the state. That's that's engaging in what is state surveillance. 7JMS 685, 8PFB 202. C license 7CVH890. At 1322 Vine Avenue in Ontario, California. The people of the state in relevant position engaging in terrorism with the state. License 8YWM674, 7SIK974, 25632F3, 8AXP960, 8MVS622. And if you'll pay attention, this is the exact same pattern of conduct underway while criminal summoning was documented by the Ontario Fire Department, the Ontario Police Department, and American Medical Response. It was the same exact P.O.C. All right, capturing video so you can see not only directed light. I've got three upright shadows. I have a dark shadow that you can see clearly. It's actually on the ground. And then 2 upright shadows that are faint, but you can see them, okay? And then I capture what is video of the state that is flying over in a circle, which is entirely demonic, in engineered light, while the people of the state are in relevant position, okay? 6FQW865-298YV, that's handicap. And it's currently 8:36 p.m. And I just captured that video right now. The people are in relevant positioning, are engaged in relevant positioning. That is a universal term with regard to what is documenting a government that's maintaining a system of surveillance. And that's exactly why I'm walking through the neighborhood and the entity is engaging in what is stalking by helicopter. By the way, just as it was this morning, where you were looking at what was a crime scene. All right, the people of the state engaging in what is criminal summoning, which is grounds of federal prison, which is exactly why I documented those minions whose cars were crashed up, which, by the way, was an absolutely silent car crash. Didn't hear anything. But yet you can hear impossible audible activity of a train when I'm miles away from that train. You wouldn't be able to hear that. All right, but a car accident that supposedly happened right in front of me while I'm walking on the sidewalk, didn't hear any trace of it. It's just appearing. You're dealing with the demonic, and they're stalking. It was P.O.C. CB07N43, that's paper, 7EHY293. They're all stalking with the state that's flying over me by helicopter. License 8WMT138. License 4KMT678. License 7VPU108, 7VPU108. LEY 419. LBH 930. 8YTT 844 04513X2. C7NK. Let's see. 7NVK795. And in that video, you see the state that's flying around. This is relevant positioning. This is group stalking by a demon that's flying a helicopter, identified as the government. The government is the one using those helicopters to engage in stalking. And also understand it's instrumental with regard to what is a monitoring by communication devices. So while the entity is circulating around me, where I am by helicopter, they're all monitoring. They being this neighborhood that I'm walking through, they are all monitoring with communication devices while the entity is essentially creating not only audible activity and light activity, is representing what is monitoring with a communication device that while it is flying above me by helicopter, I'm surrounded by a network of communication devices. So understand that as well. 8SGR 564. 4WTZ 853. BF11R00. KWSHARK. Seven TMX 246, 7BAL 724. The people of the state monitoring at what is 3203 5th Street. Where these demons are crossing path on this street in order to touch with directed light. That's what they're doing. They're just touching with light and stalking, crossing path while they're doing so. License plate 7LYG549. MYN770. Five CGC 235. 8 DNK 606. 7 AVN 232. 4 PRM 282. 6 EVU 815. That's criminal summoning. It's 8:42 p.m. Those are the demons as the state acts directly. Those are nothing other than audible activity. Let me take a picture of this pole that's standing on the ground. It's got two shadows. I'm being molested with directed light while you're hearing demons sound sirens. Alrighty, that is audible activity, and I am standing at what is Palm and 5th Street. In the moment that I say I'm going to take a picture, you have a demon that crosses path in order to touch with light. In the same way I showed in the video, you've got that demon that's sitting at the property on Euclid Avenue, and it is absolutely disconnected while they are driving on Euclid Avenue, driving what is not next to the house, not next to the car. The car is parked on the property. Their headlights are not shooting diagonally and then fanning across that vehicle. That was directed light. You saw the shadows moving. My objects that are on the sidewalk, directed light is hitting it, and that's why the shadows are appearing upright on the side of that car. And it is rich, concentrated directed light, not their headlights. And I also showed you what are not only pictures but video of that. It's absolutely disconnected light activity. You're looking at what are demons that are in vehicles whose headlights do not have that concentrated light, and headlights are not shooting diagonally while you're driving straight. It is absolutely asinine. All right, it's absolutely disconnected. You're looking at what is demonic, and you're also looking at what is the creation of light activity. And so this is what they're doing when they're driving by me and I'm walking on the sidewalk. Directed light is fanning out toward me. It's not their headlights. And so they're stalking, they're touching with light. And the entity is sounding sirens while that ongoing light activity is underway, knowing exactly where I am. That's why that's why the entity's flying over my helicopter, okay? But I want to be clear, those are the same demons that arrived under the fake sun today, pursuant to what is criminal summoning. All right, and so the entity is already aware that they don't have a legitimate hair, a fiber. Okay, you're talking about what the entity wants to do, which is deter me from documenting the people of the state, because that is the only thing that you would be. It is clear that they are not only. I've made it very abundantly clear with regard to what is demonic activity and criminal conduct. Absent, they have no legitimacy. AJIM 275, no legitimacy as a fire department, a police department, as a paramedics company, whatever the hell AMR is. They're criminals. And they don't have they have been shown that time and time again. I would not have been able to collect the sheer volume of documentation that is revealing that if that wasn't the case. All right, there would be no meat there. All right, so you're talking about what is arriving, engaging in what is a very, substantial piece of documentation to help you understand what's criminal summoning. Because that's exactly what you saw today. While the state was stalking by helicopter, just like it is right now, and just like it was while I was walking through the neighborhood, and just like it has been through a series of years as I've documented it. And they show up engaging in what is the pattern of conduct with the people of the state, like it's different because their cars are crashed up. It's not. It's pathetic. Okay, and I documented that. That criminal summoning going to that extent, that's exactly what's going to result in what is federal prison. The people of the state, those minions in those uniforms sitting around sounding those sirens that you hear while they're stalking. They're stalking with noise. That's a demon. That's what demons do. It's currently 8:46 p.m. And I did take a picture of what is, while I was at the intersection of Palm and 5th Street. This is light activity that lets you know, first of all, demons live in this neighborhood. They're all around in a demonic environment where you live. All right, you're engaged in the P.O.C. Second of all, 8KLN018. Second of all, You have what is that light activity while you're listening to the sound of train activity, while I'm being molested with directed light, while demons are stalking driving down the street, and also demons are stalking while I'm walking past their houses. Understand that. All right, this is not a normal circumstance where you have a First Amendment basis and presence and everything there. No. This is state surveillance. This is criminal conduct. Everything has a status that is legally relevant. All right, you are stripped of that presence on your own behalf. You're not. You're using a communication device to monitor with the government. You're not present, and you're not speaking. You're not doing anything in your own and on your own basis under your First Amendment individual liberty rights. No. You're present on behalf of a government that does not have a right to be stalking and stalking maliciously through you. You are stalking while you're at your address, and I'm being molested with directed light. The state is following me by helicopter and following me with the use of sirens while that engineered light is all over the place. You're a stalker. All right. And thinking that it would never be found out or that there would never be an illegal framework in order to procure that result. But that's exactly what it is. And that is the legal framework helping you understand what the government is doing. The government's criminal system, the government's stalking conduct is that which is vicarious. It's through the people. That's what group stalking is. And when you understand that, P.O.C., everybody's catching those charges, period. Everybody's catching them. Everybody, there's nowhere that you can hide. Nowhere. There is nothing that you're doing. I don't care where you live. I don't care where you work. You're talking about what is the patterns of conduct by the government. The government doesn't care where you live, where you work. It has been structured such that wherever you are at all times, you are subject to that pattern of conduct by that demon-possessed entity. Okay? And that's why the state's flying over me 24/7 by planes and helicopters. And guess who's going to pay for that? The people of the state. When I run that tape back of those hundreds of videos, guess who's going to be prosecuted for that? The people of the state. The government's doing it through them, with them. They're not separate. Not only the government, those government actors themselves, they are going to federal prison. I said that. I mean that's what's going to happen. That's necessary policy across the board. The government's placing you under surveillance. The government's stalking you by helicopter. The government is terrorizing you. The government shall go to federal prison. All right. It is not hard. It is not impossible to snatch one. That is these government actors that are engaging in terrorizing American citizens, and you're not hiding behind any anonymity. That's just necessary, and that is not outlandish either. You're talking about holding those accountable in the positions as a matter of justice who know and or should know with regard to who are making such decisions, who's engaging in that conduct. You'll go to federal prison. Okay, no, all you got to do is document that. Second of all, the people of the state are penalized for it as well. You're not separate from it. They're sitting there, sitting in their vehicles, sitting wherever it is that they live, and they have no protection. You are stripped butt naked, in other words, because you're going to be prosecuted with that government. The government's doing it with you, okay? So, like I said, it's currently 8:50 p.m., and that's the P.O.C. Walking through what is the streets of 6th Street. I walked down to 6th Street, and then I walked down Vine, and then I walked down 5th Street and came back up to Euclid Avenue, and the state flying over me by helicopter, just like it did when I walked down Bonnie Bray. Remember that? And the state, what did the state do? Flew right over me by helicopter, just like it did in Upland. When I walked down Lucerne and then I walked down Pearl Street, and what did the state do? Flew right over me by helicopter. All right? And the same thing that it does wherever I'm sleeping, whether I'm sleeping in a car, whether I'm sleeping in my car that was stolen by this same entity, whether I'm sleeping in outside. What is the state doing? Stalking by helicopter. Okay? And that's what I find asinine, but I'm going to leave my commentary to myself because it's making it very, very easy. It's an unintelligent and unsophisticated system that I have broken down for you. And you're talking about what is the conduct of Satan that doesn't have any other devices other than to engage in that which has been systematically broken down for anyone to understand. This is what they're doing. Okay, this is what their condition is. They're demons. This is what demons are doing. This is how demons operate at all times. So then I'm showing you what is the criminal conduct that they engage in. And then while they're witnessing their own demise, okay, their own deconstruction, they engage in conduct that makes it even more, I don't need it, okay? I don't need it, but I'm just saying, you make it even more obvious. Like, it's like you don't even plan on having an, all I'm saying is, it's just not smart. Anyway, like I said, it's currently 8:51 p.m. This is P.O.C. walking down Euclid Avenue, documenting the stalkers that are molesting, following down at every intersection. Oh yeah, it's those minions that are sitting up in their houses in relevant position. They're not separate. They're the same sex offenders. That's why the state surfaced by helicopter. All right, and so I just walked down the street and documented some more license plates because it's the same entity that's following me right now from intersection to intersection, harassing by using company names that have violated me before, engaging in what is harassment in that regard. And so I'm documenting the entity and going down the side streets and getting more different license plates. It's the same entity. All right, so they're being prosecuted all together. It is currently 8:52 p.m. This is P.O.C. That's impossible audible activity. That's Union Pacific engaging in terrorism. 7NAA860 is touching while the train activity is created while I'm at the intersection of I Street and Euclid. All right, it is currently 8:58 p.m. The entity hovering by aircraft as I'm walking on Euclid Avenue, passing American Inn, third-party facilitating venue. They're monitoring. License 8887356 is crossing path while the state is hovering over Euclid Avenue with the aircraft, a commercial airline plane. And 92709J2 arrives after that third party. It's just one replacing another. Maintenance of presence at the Bank of America at 735 Euclid Avenue. Coming through the drive-through in order to be present in the path, through the driveway, through an entrance. This is a minion with a BMW. It is currently 9:02 p.m. They're in the parking lot area of the Bank of America while the state is hovering via commercial airline plane. Oh no, that's not a BMW. That's audible activity while the minion's documenting himself on security cameras, which I'm referencing as well. This is license 8BNF907. This is the Bank of America at 735 South Euclid Avenue in Ontario, California. He was loitering in the parking lot. The state hovers by airline plane as it's not taking off from any airport by migrating what is north in order to be up here by the G Street and 8th Street of where the Euclid Avenue is. It's hovering all the way, not coming from the Ontario airport that distance, hovering that great distance. This is the same exact P.O.C. And by the way, what the state is doing by helicopters, stalking everywhere, that's what the state is doing by commercial airline planes as well. And also smaller airplanes, not just commercial airline planes. This is stalking via aircraft in general. And that's exactly what the entity is doing, using a commercial airline plane, flying all the way up here, hovering over while that demon, whose license plate I read, is already in the parking lot of Bank of America, waiting for me to get to the driveway and then drives through. That's group stalking, and the outward appearance of that demon-possessed stalker is, oh, I'm doing business at the third-party facilitating venue. There is no form. I'm breaking down what is group stalking conduct. All right, what is public corruption in plain sight, where that environment is maintained, where stalking by the government is underway, and the people of the state are group stalking on its behalf. And then the demons that are on the sidewalk, one that is present, crossing path while the state hovers over, and another that crosses path and remains while the other one drives off, which is, by the way, a method of what is pacing. 7NEA513, 6UMH212, 647VG handicap, 8VJC164. It's 9:04 p.m. 8GRC301, 8PC8141, SFTBL22, group stalking at Gloria's. I read that license plate earlier. They're group stalking earlier. 8ZML889. It is 9:10 p.m. This is Gloria's, as in Gloria's Cochinas. Group stalking at U.S. Bank, using the ATM as a method of stalking at that venue. P.O.C. All right, group stalking at D Street, 9AAY165, coming to touch. And this is at Gloria's Cochinas, 8WMT835. And license 8XFP730, 7JOU649. And it's 9:11 p.m. Minion on the cameras of U.S. Bank using the ATM. They're group stalking, okay? And these demons are at the intersection wanting to touch. They're monitoring with communication devices, and they're demons with this issue with touching. I'm gonna help them with that issue too. License 92709J2. I'm gonna help them right on out. See the minion operating his communication device while he's monitoring, and that's the one at U.S. Bank group stalking. License 92709J2. He's also on surveillance cameras. It's currently 9:12 p.m. Touching license 4SEF 926 at B Street in Euclid. 8UZS 850. 8KQB 240. 8EKP 863. 8WHR 353. TJT 6LBZ 407. And let me see, 66334C2. It's 9:16 p.m. 5WGF 992. 8XVT 237. 6DAN 984. 6FEL 080. 8SOU 276. ITSPUG 7ZGR 576. These are minions at B Street. License 6LUZ 404. Build up the traffic everywhere I go. This is the demon that's stalking. License plate, direct light moving across Furniture Dreams. While they do so, I'll get their license right now. These demons, 6HBU 567, 8MHS 554. That's a paper plate, primeincorporated.com, 8TAN 112, 7YSB 182. And this demon, license 4KRG 145. License, I can't really see that one. Furniture Dreams is adjacent to, in other words, there's no, well, it's not, even if a vehicle was driving in the opposite direction toward the, the direction of Furniture Dreams, light is not moving across the building, fanning across the storefront. That's directed light, and that demon is right next to me while that light activity is ongoing. That's an indication of a demon and a stalker that's monitoring. All right, I can't see that lights playing. 8HSG 338. And it's the identification of a facilitating venue. 5SXV181. 8YTH 658, I believe. Let me see that one that clearly. All right, these minions monitoring with this other demon over here on the opposite side of Ontario Town Square. 8BZF031. 8EMP166, 7KXG, can't see the rest of them. 6GKE740, 7VEB147, 7MTH224, I can't really see that one. License 6RIEL25, 8LRE909, 8RJE276. And it's 9:19 p.m. This is B Street and Euclid Avenue. And this minion is over here stalking. I will get their license plate. All right, loitering on the opposite side of what is the Furniture Dreams, where I'm telling you this, the direct light's just floating on the side of the wall. 8HPG001. License C 8LY8461, and this demon is group stalking on the side of the Ontario Town Square. This is in alignment with the sidewalk as I cross the street. It's in alignment with where I am at that Furniture Dreams on the opposite side of the street with regard to what is positioning. This demon is license plate 8UTP988. This is the ominous stalking conduct by the people of the state. It's currently 9:20 p.m. And that is, again, 8UTP998. And as I capture that image, this is a directed light. I have double shadows, a ginormous size of another shadow, and then a shadow that's on the ground in front of me. That looked like a fat white woman sitting in that vehicle, engaging in demonic activity, engaging in surveillance. This is a demon that does so. All right, like I said, we're not separated by race, we're not separated by age, even though she and I are separated by generations. You're talking about what is a demon. This is Satan using people, and they are stalking and monitoring with communication devices, and it's a government, it's a criminal act by the government. It is 9:21 p.m. She's not acting by herself. This is why they're surrounding the intersection at B Street. This is what crossing path is. This is what directed light is all about. It's 9:21 p.m. Surrounding from both sides of the intersection at B Street. And then demons driving through that light. It's demonic activity. License 8ZSM. I can't really see the rest of it. You can scratch that. This is a demon's pacing 7 MLP 341 and then 6M 1R181. All right, monitoring with the fat white lady that's group stalking on the side. And then as I walk back there at both ends of the street, driving in opposite directions, they're demons that are pacing. Alrighty, license 8UQH262 4XRA291 JPERRON 8RAL012 8NJX576 6LJM270 7WYB848 6GHK478 7HWW527 8ZSJ028 7LAK530 9GO4321. That's a large truck that's parked over here. Touching with directed light, the sex offender, this demon. License 8L. Oh, I can't see the rest of that one. It is 9:23 p.m. 32614T2 7VOX 498 8SNN 258 8JIM 416 8XRX. I can't see the rest of that one. It's 9:25 p.m. 8WZN 965. 5GOJ 445.